What's up, everybody? What is up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? We got internet. We got internet. Had to switch providers. Simple as that. After it didn't work last week, it was Wednesday. I had somebody come over to fix it. It worked for a little bit. We tried a live stream on Thursday. Didn't work. Cut out after a little bit, halfway through the first video. So I filmed the video offline. Just didn't feel good. I like live streaming. It didn't feel good. And then Friday, Thursday, so Thursday died. I called somebody, so I uploaded it. And then Friday I had somebody come over. They supposedly fixed it. And then Saturday morning, it died, and that was it. I was like, nope. So I immediately canceled service, switched over. So we have a completely different internet service provider. It's not fiber, which is what I wanted. There were some issues with the ONT and a few other things, if you guys know about that. It's basically the whole area that I'm in. All the ONTs are dying out, old stuff. And so now I got cable, which sucks for upload speeds, but download speeds, not too bad. Pretty good. But the upload should work. It should work. The speeds, anyways. And it's been consistent. So it's going to do what it does, and it's going to hopefully work. So, hey, Dan, how's it going? Great news. I'll start walking from next week. Hopefully riding again in a week. Awesome, Colin. You're doing better. It's taking time. I remember when it first started. And now you're doing better. CF Moto, yeah, they're doing some weird stuff. Another thing I'm trying to do is I'm actually streaming here. I'm assuming most of you guys are watching it horizontally, but I'm also streaming it vertically on YouTube. They're allowing that to happen, so people are hopefully able to watch it on YouTube Shorts and stuff. So if you're on YouTube Shorts or like the vertical screen, let me know. It's the first time streaming it that way, so we're doing that. But we got 5 videos today. We got 5 motorcycle crashes and close call videos. 3 of them are new, at least that we haven't watched together yet. I haven't watched it. That's how we do things here. Working on the book once again, having some fun there. And I haven't been riding because it's been so hot, and haven't been filming because it's been hot. But I'm at the point where it's like I'm so sick and tired. Anybody else get to that point? It's like I'm just sick and tired. I don't care. I want to go ride. I want to go film or whatever it is that you like to do on the bike. But for me, it's filming. It's like I'm just gonna go do it. Screw it. I'm gonna do what I can. I can't do parking lot stuff filming wise because it's too hot. Especially if the cameras are just sitting there on a tripod, they'll die within 15 minutes. But at least riding around, the camera should be good because of the wind. Hopefully it's almost like it's having its own fan. Too bad it's like 100 degrees. So it's 100-degree, 40, 50, 60 mile an hour winds. But it is what it is. Glad the internet is being sorted. Yeah, I got my new SP. So I wish I could have the fiber back. I mean, that's one of the things, and that's what I was kind of sitting with. I was like, I want my fiber back. But if it's going to be inconsistent to where it shuts off or just straight up doesn't work, because it's a hardware issue, that I've already had 3 different modems. So it's not the modem. It's definitely the ONT. It's basically the thing outside of the residence where the fiber goes into and it gets converted to Ethernet. It's a bunch of chips and hardware and that stuff. Supposedly, from what I understand, they don't make that certain one anymore, so they're going to have to update everything around here, and they don't have it yet. So it's going to be months probably before they can actually get it all updated. And I'm like, I'm not going to wait months. I'm not going to do that. Oh, dude, fiber. That's the thing, is like I upload Quantum. It was Quantum Internet. They just got out. They just got bought out by AT&T, and now all of a sudden I'm having problems. Kind of how it goes, right? Fiber is nice. Like I upload like 2 gigabyte videos because they're like 40 minutes plus for the most part. So let's say 2 to 10 gigabytes. With fiber, it's uploaded in like 2-3 minutes, if that. 2 to 3 minutes. And I did a test. I uploaded a 40-minute video, or I started a 40-minute video and like a 3-hour video. And it's like anywhere between 15 minutes and an hour. So it's different for upload. Fiber is so much nicer for upload. Woo-wee. But it is what it is. I'd rather have a stable internet so I can do live streams. I haven't been able to really do anything for like a month. It is like live stream wise. How you doing, Elad? But we're gonna get. Don't worry about it, Elad. You be safe. That's the thing. That's all that matters. Just be safe. Have a good, uneventful, boring shift. Knock on wood. I know I shouldn't have said that. Damn it. I shouldn't have said that, but I'm gonna throw a prayer out instead of just saying it. So it is what it is. I should have just kept my mouth shut. Damn it. As a firefighter, when somebody would say that, I'm like, why'd you say that? And I just did. Damn it. It is what it is. You'll be good. You'll be good. You'll be good. But we're gonna jump into this. We're gonna jump into this. You use quantum internet. I heard about the uncertainty principle. That's why you're. Yeah, but if my internet works here, then it should work across the universe and vice versa, right? So I mean, if my internet works across town, or if their internet works across town, my internet should work here, right? It should be all entangled. We're gonna jump into the classroom. The elevator broke. We need to get somebody here to fix the elevator. All right, we're gonna have to just use the teleporter. We're gonna have to use the teleporter. 3, 2. Just say, yeah. Oh, science, physics, all that stuff. Guys, we're gonna have some fun. Make sure you guys grab a slice of pizza. We got some crashes and close calls to do. We have some crashes and close calls to do. Your dad could help. I wish somebody could just come out here and fix the freaking fiber. It'd be so much nicer, but it is what it is. I can't upload super fast, but that's perfectly fine. Right now, I'm looking at the stream and all the frames and the skipped frames and all that stuff, drop frames, frames missing due to lag. It looks good. So we are in a good spot when it comes to the live stream. So we're all going to do well. We're all going to do well. My girlfriend she called me. I was in therapy and I couldn't answer. It was right at the end. But she fell backwards in her chair at work, landed flat on her back. She says it's embarrassing, but she can feel a little bit in her back. So I'm just kind of keeping an update on that in case she needs to do anything. I just asked if she hit her head. So remember, rescue. We got to rescue whenever we can. But I think she seems to be doing fine. She's conscious and alert. It's not the first time a girlfriend has fallen at work. Looks like you have standby memory issues as well. Yeah, there's something going on. There is something going on with the internet, but we have this here. We're good here. We're gonna be having a good time. Let's go ahead and make sure. I'm streaming on vertical, and I'm horizontal on YouTube. That's a new thing. We're gonna have some fun with that. So basically, if you like watching the vertical audio stream bitrate is low. Oh, geez. Oh, my Lanta. It's the audio. What's the audio bit rate? What's the audio bit rate? Got to double check, make sure everything's good. We recommend 128 kilobytes a second. 128. Yoink. There we go. See if that fixes. If you ever need a hand sorting, I do tons of work for streamers. I mean, right now I'm like doing pretty good. I mean, sorting what? Like, what do you like to do? What do you like to do? Let's go and take a look at this first video. Just some of the stuff. Did they have the little bar on the bottom? No, it's too new. Typically they show like where most people see. Let's take a look. This looks like a typical Arizona residential neighborhood. Looks a little bit like Arizona. What happened here? Moto Mitch? We're riding. T intersection coming up. Somebody's gonna pull out. There it is. Good job with the brakes. Ooh, he almost got hit.
This is a very dangerous situation when the driver, blinded by the sun, fails to
tuning rigs.
And causes a crash.
Yeah, I might need to do an update to my rig.
Managed to track her down and confront her.
Did he take off? He's taking off. Yeah.
Thanks, Jojo. Appreciate that. Yeah, I custom built my own rig.
You hit me.
Oh, he got hit.
Can I pay for your flight?
Dead.
I didn't see you because I wasn't anything. How come somebody?
So he actually got hit? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. He actually got hit? It looked like he did. It was really close. Ooh-wee. Yeah, he got hit. Or it looks like he did. Right there, maybe. That sucks. You ordered a new helmet. What'd you get? What'd you get, Horvath? So we got that video. Let's take a look. We got this one. We got 5. I got 2 others in the box. It doesn't have anything.
Hey everyone, today we are starting off with...
Doesn't have anything right there. Let's see. Yoink. You got a lot of fuzzies on your bike. Why'd you stop? What was the reason to stop? What happened here? Oh, cyclist. There's that music. I love it. A lot of TikTok videos coming up. They're all vertical stuff. Oh, slam the front brake. In a rye. Let's take a look. Oh, snap. It's a nice helmet. It's a nice looking helmet. Good job. You're going to love that thing. It's probably going to be comfy. Which one? God, look at all these. I like white. I just straight up like white. A white helmet. Good to go. I mean, if it has a pearl. A pearl looks good. Yeah, these more expensive helmets, like Arai, Shoei, and all that stuff. And I say expensive, but they kind of are. They usually have really good ventilation. They only had black matte. Black matte's good too. Yeah, I like white. I like white helmets. They usually have really good ventilation. They're super comfy and protective. Usually with like the lower end helmets, beginner helmets, they're just super they're protective because they're based on the ratings, but they kind of leave out some of the ventilation parts. Probably foil it. Nice. Nice. But yeah, we got some videos today. We got to jump into it because it's been a while. I got to get back into the flow of things. First video, we're going to take our time focusing on the plan method, focusing on the Smart Rider motorcycle training system, all the stuff that we talk about in the books, or I'm sorry, in the videos comes from the books, which originally came from the videos, which came from my mind, and I just made the books, all my mind, kind of in the books. I need to change something real quick. I'll be right back. And I'm back. I am back. All right, we're going to jump right into it. We're going to watch some crashes and the close calls of everything. Make sure you hit that like button so you can get a slice of pizza. Make sure you do that. We want to have some pizzas here so you guys can enjoy yourselves. But we're going to go for it. All right, so here we go. I got my pen. We got the audio working. We got the pen going. Got everything going. We gotta look at some of this stuff, see what people are doing right, what they're doing wrong. You know the whole deal. So 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, we got some crashes and close calls. So if you're a brand new rider, pay attention because we're gonna try to figure out what they did wrong
I hope you can answer.
and even what they did right,
Take a look and
so we can do stuff. So we don't do stupid stuff. All right. So somebody. Looks like they crashed. We do talk about the rescue method, hands-on and hands-off. It doesn't seem like anybody's injured, but why do you think somebody crashed here on this spot? Let's go back just a little bit because that's the next one. I like that crashing coming. All right, so why would somebody crash right here? So let's take a look right there, up there on the top. So it's a corner. Okay, so everything that we talk about here in these videos and these crashes and close calls comes from the Smart Rider motorcycle training system. Everything's in here so you can have an understanding. But the main thing here that we talk about in the books and on the live streams is the plan method. So we have to position for safety, locate hazardous situations, assess, and navigate. And we talk about it all the time. So a lot of you guys in the chat, because we do this live, you guys know this. What's a hazardous situation? Hazardous situations are corners and intersections. So we're going to probably see corners and intersections in these videos that we do on this live stream. So make sure you hit subscribe so you can watch it on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time now that my internet's working. But corners and intersections. Why do we crash in the corners? It's usually failure to negotiate a corner. That's going to be a typical thing for motorcycle riders. We like to go fast. Corners seem to be the thing that we're like, hey, we're going to go fast on because we're having a lot of fun. And then we go wide, go off the edge. And that's probably what happened there. They were going on a right-handed turn. It's kind of backwards a little bit, but they're going on a right-handed turn, and the guy crashed on that. Now, when it comes to intersections, it's usually a left-hand turner, right, in front of us, like a left turner. When we're going through the intersection, we go, woo, boom, we crash. Now, it's going to failure to negotiate that corner, failure to negotiate an intersection. And it sucks. So we have 3 things we can do. So that's part of the plan method. So we have to assess if it's a relevant threat. If it's a tight corner, hey, it's a relevant threat. Going too fast, I'm the relevant threat. What's the active threat in the corner? Well, gravity and physics for that part. But for intersections, the active threat is going to be that left turner. So what can we do? 3 things. Navigate. We can only do 3 things to navigate. We can emergency swerve, emergency brake, emergency accelerate. That's really it. That's all you can do on a bike. You can only go, stop, and turn. So he probably went super fast around this corner, dumped it right there. Simple as that. Going from highway speeds, needs to go on the off-ramp, still going highway speeds, trying to make the off-ramp, crash. That's why they tell you to slow down on the off-ramp to get onto the new road. Okay, it's an artery right there. You're going to have to get to an arterial road, and we need to slow down. So it's simple as that. Let's move on to the next one because that's pretty simple. Now that you know the plan method, crashing coming. We're going a little too fast, blurring out our speedo. All right, is this going to be a corner? Let's take a look. How you doing, Joe Bell? Hey, there's a corner right there. Sharp turn. Oh, and there's going to be a bush. Yeah, boy. That's considered a crash. It's not considered hitting the ground, but you did hit something that's attached to the ground. Now, why? Yeah, going too fast, blurring out our speedo. I want to point out something right there. Those are chevrons. See the little arrows? The little arrows on the side of the road? That's going to indicate it's a sharp turn. Now, before we even get into the turn, I'm pretty sure, what was that? You see the signage? Was that a sign? I think that was a sign. Hey, look at that. It's telling you there's a sharp turn to the left. Caution. Now, sometimes when you are actually riding, especially in America, I don't know if they have it in kilometers for you guys elsewhere, because this does not look like United States. Let's just say the road itself is 55 miles an hour. And then you get up to this sign, you see this sign, and sometimes it says, hey, 35. Like with a little box underneath it. You know, it kind of looks like that, right? So it goes from 55 to 35 with a sharp turn sign right before the turn. And it's not right before, it's kind of tells you a little bit ahead of it. And you're going 55 and you see a recommended orange box that says 35. That's letting you know, hey, you should probably slow your speed down from 55 to 35 to navigate this sharp turn. It's letting you know ahead of time. Well, we see a lot of motorcycle riders. My drawing has improved, right? Thank you, Maimoto. What we see with a lot of motorcycle riders is they're like, I'm going 65 on a 55. I can handle 65 on a 55 because it's straight for the most part. I'm going to go ahead and take this turn at 65, even though it's recommending that I do it 35. That's just letting you know, hey, slow it down. It's originally 55, going to 35. We're dropping 20 miles an hour because this turn is sharp, and I'm letting you know ahead of time. I'm a sign. I'm letting you know it's ahead of time. Hey, we should slow it down. So that should tell you, hey, I should probably drop my 65 to at least 50. You know, it's still 55 is the speed limit, and dropping to the 50, you're still dropping at 15 miles an hour. At least still drop it. It's just letting you know, hey, recommended, I recommend you, the sign, slow it down a little bit. That's going to help you navigate that turn. So don't just be like, I can do this. I can do this. I get having confidence in yourself, but it's letting you know. It's letting you know. I'm letting you know. I'm reminding you of the signage. Not a lot of people even read the permit book that before they even get on the bike. I'm letting you know. It's very, very simple. Very simple. How do you navigate that turn? First of all, like I said, you need to slow it down. And then you need to look through the turn. You need to turn through the turn. And you need to stay in your lane. That involves turning, your throttle, and possibly braking. Remember the 3 things we can do. Okay? All right. Here we go. It's kind of distracted the kid not looking far behind. I'm not reading all that. Anyways, we're moving through here. Cyclist, good swerve. I heard an impact. Maybe a mirror, maybe a peg hit the kid. We're not going to check on him. Screw that. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, so once again, you got to watch out for that stuff, but good job with the swerve, because remember what we can do, navigating hazardous situations. That's a relevant threat. It is an active threat. You turn in front of you, so you can only do one of 3 things: swerve, brake, or accelerate out of it. Now, if he just accelerated into the kid, boom, done. If he tried to apply the brakes, not enough total stopping distance. That's going to be a big problem when it comes to that. So you're not going to be able to stop in time. So we have to do something, which is going to be a swerve. So remember those 3 things. Sometimes you got to pick one or the other. Sometimes you got to pick one and then the other, because you're not going to be able to stop in time. I need to swerve, or I need to swerve. Oh, crap, if I don't have any more room on the road because the road's disappearing for some reason, in my swerve, I must apply the brakes. So you're able to do those things, and that's why you need to do really good progressive braking. You need to practice your progressive braking in a parking lot or out on the road. There's plenty of ways to practice that, and I talk about that in the book. And in the new book, I'm going to really emphasize how to practice while just riding. You don't need to go to a parking lot to practice. It's a great area to practice. It's more controlled. And that's why we practice 24 motorcycle training drills inside the system with the Smart Rider drills. Okay? You don't have to move the cones and all that stuff. But there's ways to practice when you're out riding itself. And another thing is having your GPS like that is very important. I love it. Use the Rock 4 mount. There's going to be links in the description for everything I'm talking about. Free shipping for the printed book in the United States, by the way. But this is like a little mini map, so you know there's some turns coming up. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so good job. We're moving on. There's another sharp turn to the right. Didn't navigate that. Oh, we are just going off-road. Yeah. All right, here we go. Another corner. We're racing a car, probably. We just want to keep up with them. Oh, the car's not going to be able to navigate that. They went too fast, kind of the same thing. That's why you don't want to be doing that, especially right behind a vehicle that's doing something stupid like that. All right, big group ride. What are the relevant threats with that? We're going to have Teslas. We're going to have Teslas having problems here, but everyone's covering the whole road. So you're going to have to watch out for not just for riders, but other idiots in cars. Now, we became an active threat to ourselves because we're speeding because we have an ego problem. All right, we're moving on, I guess. Off on the side of the road. What do we have? Oh! Nice little impact. See, stuff like that right there. And this is great because we can talk about rescue a little bit. But when I talk about hands-off rescue is just the R and the E. Remain calm, ensure your own safety. Hands-on is stop major bleeds, and you can do a little bit more when it comes to quickly assess severity. And that's part of the system with these portions right here. You get a nice little card to keep in your wallet if you forget. But the remain calm, ensure your own safety. So if you noticed, we're sitting here on the side of the road. Now imagine if somebody was on the ground, hurt, you're helping them out, or you're doing stuff and you're rescuing that person. Why do we need to look for hazards and traffic behind us while we're doing all that? Because people will hit people on the side of the road. People will hit, they won't pay attention. They're not paying attention. They will hit you. So if you're helping somebody on the side of the road and you're like stopping major bleeds, you're doing all this stuff, and then a motorcycle or a car hits you, boom, now there's you and the person that's needs help, including the person that possibly hit you, like the other motorcyclist. Now there's 3 people that need help, and you're injured. You can't help the person dying. It could be your best friend, it could be a loved one, all those problems or all those things. And so this is why the hands-off rescue is really important. So remaining calm, ensure your own safety. So how can we help out in this situation, or what can we do in this situation for ensure your own safety? You can have somebody down the road just a little bit assisting, like just being like, hey, slow down, hey, look at me, so they see you and then they can get away from you so they don't hit the person. So that's one of those things. It's one of those great visuals that we see here, because that can happen when you're actually helping somebody. Ghost face. It wasn't yellow. All right. Oh! How does he still have a head? All right, so I'm going to pause it right here. I'm going to try to get to that first frame. So we're going fast. Let's get to that first frame. Come on, YouTube. There we go. We're going fast because we want a lane split. We don't want to slow down. We don't want to be with traffic for some reason. You know, think about the ego. It's this part of the safety checklist here, the state of mind part of safety, SAFE-T. T is for tires. We finally get to the motorcycle with tires and everything and the chains and everything. But the safety checklist is for the rider itself. Because we see a lot of problems in these videos with people, their ego, I want to ride, I have entitlement, I'm going to do this, I'm on a motorcycle that has no protection, but I'm going to go ahead and take all these massive risks with low skill, and my mindset is what's causing me not to have the skill because I don't think I need to have the skill. Everyone needs to just not hit me. That's not how life works. Life is just going to throw things at you. You need to have the mindset and the skill set of I can handle anything that life throws at me, but I'm not going to put myself in a dangerous position so where I have to use the skills. One of the first things that you learn in motorcycling, one of the first things you learn in martial arts, if you ever taken martial arts, maybe you went into martial arts thinking, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to beat everybody up because I'm going to get the skills to beat everybody up. And then you start going in there, you start getting a little bit of discipline, and you start realizing it's probably best not to get into a fight even though I have the skills. It's best that I avoid situations where I must use these skills. And it's not just martial arts. So those of you in America, and you have your Second Amendment rights and you start practicing with a gun, you start carrying, you take a concealed carry class, you start taking safety classes and all that stuff, you start realizing, oh yeah, I have a gun. I'm going to go ahead and avoid situations where I might need to use it. I am more situationally aware and I'm going to be seeing threats, and if I have to use it, I will use it. If I have to use my martial arts or my MMA or whatever it is, my fighting skills, if I have to use it, I will use it. But I will not put myself in a position where it's more likely that I will. Because if you're putting yourself in situations where you're more like you will, there's more likely that you will die. You will get hurt. So I have a better idea of I'm going to remove myself from that. And that's part of the safety checklist, having a state of mind where it's like, I'm not going to put myself in dangerous situations riding my motorcycle. But if a dangerous situation comes at me, part of assessing relevant threats and navigating active ones, locating those hazardous situations, I'm going to put myself in a position for safety. So if I'm on a motorcycle, I'm not going to put myself into dangerous situations, but if something happens and comes to me, I have the skill set because I've been training to become a smart rider. So if it does happen, I know what to do. So with all of that, when it comes to the plan method here, in this situation, this is a dangerous, hazardous area because we did not put ourselves in a position for safety because we want to go through and lane split because we decided we don't want to slow down and wait with traffic and then lane split when it's safe to do so. Does that make sense? Write in the comments if that makes sense to you. I know a lot of you guys watch this channel and you guys are like, I already have that mindset. Great. Get the skills. Take an advanced class. Take a regular class. Take a rescue class at least. You get an app with this too, by the way. You get an online thing where you can have checklists and you can watch the videos for every single lesson that I give you in these books. They're like actual lessons. Pay attention, okay? So right here, this is a dangerous situation because we are putting ourselves in that dangerous situation, but life threw it at us. What do? What can we do? Well, we can swerve right. That car is disappearing and going left, we can swerve right. We don't need to maintain our original plan to lane split. We can swerve right. First, let's get ourselves out of that mindset, so let's not get us in this position. That's one of the big things. A lot of prevention is going to help you out here. So there's the impact. That sucks. You hear the it's because we slammed that rear brake. There's the skill set, and we need to do good progressive front brake pressure on that front tire with the front lever, front brake. Still, our total stopping distance in this situation, especially with our perception and reaction time, is not going to work. And our braking distance is too much. So that's why I said swerve to the right. It is what it is. It's armchair quarterbacking, but I'm showing you guys the mindset and some of the skills here. Now, part of being a smart rider is acquiring and using personal protective equipment just in case something happens, and then rescuing just in case, rescue yourself. So hopefully he has a helmet because of that right there. Oh, my Atlanta. No gloves, but we have a helmet. How do I know we have a helmet? Because that's the only reason why people get helmets nowadays when it comes to motorcycle riding is so they can put, I got an action camera because I want it on TikTok. I got it on the TikToks, which, by the way, have chin mounts as a sponsor. It's an affiliate sponsor. It's linked in the description. They have a vertical chin mount now. That's why people do it. I think that's the only reason why people get helmets nowadays. It's ridiculous. It is what it is. His head just got hit. Not run over, because honestly, if it got run over under the tire, that helmet's not going to do anything for that semi. That semi is just going to crush it. It's going to be like a little watermelon. Boop. You don't think so? You guys don't think so? You don't think it's like a little watermelon? Have you ever picked up brain off the highway? No? Okay. I have. A little red bag. Get a little PW can, spray off all the blood off the street. Yeah. If it's so much, you get the bumper line from the front of the fire truck. A little 1.5 inches spraying off water. Or spraying off blood. You'd be surprised. Blood likes to foam up a little bit. It's pretty gross. And helmets do look cool. You're right. Get a good helmet like an Arai. Like Horvath just got an Arai. Good job. All right, let's take a look at this. We're riding, having some fun. Nice little interstate, not speeding. That was a T intersection. We talk about signage. So remember what I was telling you about signage? Right there, T intersection. We're going to watch this, don't worry. But T intersection, remember what I said about the corners where it showed like 35 miles an hour maybe? Like it's recommended speed and all that stuff? This is letting you know about another hazardous situation possibly coming up. T intersection goes off to the right. So that means somebody from the right could be turning into us, or somebody turning left in front of us to go right. That way. I'm backwards. Oh, nice little swerve. Good job. But that's what I'm saying. It's a hazardous area. You need to watch out for that. Get a good swerve.
The rider and causes a crash. The driver decides to flee the scene, but the riders manage to track her down and confront her.
Did he take off? He's taking off. Yeah.
I don't recommend confronting somebody. This looks like Arizona. Nice little... This looks like a Phoenix area. You know what I mean?
You hit me.
Oh.
Sorry, sir. Can I pay?
You see how we have good audio? It's probably because they're using Cardo Pack Talk Edge's link in the description for 10% off.
Because I was looking.
Obviously you did.
Also, they just upgraded their dynamic mesh. I read in an email that it's up to like 32 people.
And I saw you
That's
go like
insane.
this, and I thought, well, they did knock him over. I hope he's okay. I didn't know what to do, so I thought I'll go home and maybe somebody will get a hold of me.
No, you wanted to go home because you didn't realize anything was going to happen. But somebody did get a hold of you. So if there's damage to the bike, it is what it is. You're not hurt, so there's none of that. But if there's damage to the bike, if you want to exchange insurance, that's perfectly fine. You do your thing. What I do want to point out is that this neighborhood is pretty typical, right? It's pretty typical neighborhood, and we practice in the neighborhood here. Okay, we learn how to ride a motorcycle in our neighborhood. So if you bought a motorcycle and you don't know what to do, you can't get access to an MSF class, you can't do an MSF class, you don't want to do an MSF class, whatever reason it is, and you want to learn how to ride a motorcycle and you have a motorcycle and you have minimum motorcycle gear to protect yourself, you can practice in a neighborhood like this, and I show you how to do it. So that you can go out and get your endorsement somewhere else.
So I thought,
Or prep for the MSF.
maybe somebody will get a hold of me.
All right. When you see a driver like this, stay away. Stay away from drivers like that. Just stay away. Because if they crash into somebody and you crash into them now, that's a big issue. Oh. You just hit a cop. You just hit a cop. You in trouble now. You just hit a cop. Dummy. I was gonna say, where's that at? Woo-wee. All right, here we go. Oh, pedestrians. Watch your kid. Watch your kid. Oh, she's gonna get him. She's gonna get a little. Boop. Good job. Handled it well. Didn't scream. Didn't yell. It is what it is. Scary. No, can't. Nope. Can't play that music. It's copyrighted. Love it. No doubt. Oh, hit the rail. So you got to watch out for rails because that front tire will lock into that rail. Okay? That's not a good thing, especially when you're trying to turn. So if you need to get over rails, get over them with purpose. With purpose. You're like, doop. With purpose. You don't want to get slowly into it. Boom, in the rail, fall over. That's kind of what happened here. So it's pretty scary. It sucks. Thankfully, it's low speed. Stay away from the rails. Can't be playing the music. There we go.
This rider
We can play this. Lane splitting, 40-something miles an hour. I think he barely clipped the driver. Let's take a look. All right, so 50 miles an hour. Look at the flow of traffic. You see how we caught up through all this traffic? I would recommend going 35 on that. If traffic is at a standstill, let's say traffic is 10 miles an hour and you're going 30. Let's just make it easy for math. You're going 30. You're going 3 times the flow of traffic, which means you're going to get to the front of the line 3 times faster, if not even way more faster, because you're actually splitting. I guess 3 times faster. So you're getting there 3 times faster. I think that's good enough. I don't need to get there 5 times faster, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times faster. I could twice. 2 times faster, I'm perfectly fine. I'll go 20 if they're going 10. If they're going 20, maybe I'll go 30. I'm perfectly fine with 50% faster, because I want to be able to watch out for hazardous situations. I want to watch out for any active threats, any relevant threats, all that stuff. And there's not much we can do in this situation. We can't swerve left very hard. Can't swerve right very hard because we have traffic like this. Accelerating into somebody turning lanes, that sucks. Applying the brakes, hey, if I'm going slower, braking's be easier. If I'm going slower, I have more time because I'm not traveling through time and distance quickly. If I'm going 50, I can go and swerve easier. And another thing that we can do is watch out for any big gaps like this. Now, right now, let's say right here, let's just do this right here. This gap to the right, this gap right here, I'm watching out for gaps. There's also this gap. There's also the gap right in front. It's hard to draw that. I'm going to use perspective. These gaps are the hazardous areas. I mean, we're in a hazardous situation, but this right here is an opportunity. And that's the thing, is if you start seeing other people have opportunities, there's an opportunity to take that choice, right? Let's go ahead and relate it to life a little bit. And I'm not controlling. I want to point that out. I talk to 96% of my audience as men, so don't be controlling, be accepting of outcomes. But here's the thing. Let's just put it back on ourselves. I was about to say about your girlfriend. Let's put it back on yourself. If you are going to places where there's an opportunity for you to cheat, if you go to places where there's an opportunity for you to harm the relationship in some way, you now have to make a choice not to when you're in that position. It's best to just kind of make that decision before you go out. So, for example, let's pretend I'm going to go to the club by myself or with a group of guys, and my guys are all single and I'm not, and they're picking up chicks, and now there's 3 of us and there's 3 of them, and I'm taking, and there's 3 girls, and they want to hit on them. Now I got to take the bullet, for that third, right? That's an opportunity to make a mistake. How about I just don't go? I'm not going to provide myself an opportunity to make a mistake. I'm not going to provide myself an opportunity that I have to now resist temptation. I'm not going to do all that stuff. And that's kind of the same thing here, is that if you can start seeing that there's opportunities for other cars to do these things, to make these choices, it can be harmful to you, right? It could be harmful to your girlfriend or the relationship. It could be harmful to you. So when you see these things, right, be very cautious that somebody's going to do something stupid. Just like you might accidentally do something stupid if you don't have a good standard for who you are as a person. They probably don't have good standards of who they are as drivers. And they're going to make a stupid choice. An accident maybe. Didn't really think about it, didn't notice it, whatever it is. But I'm looking for these opportunities for other people to make a mistake in front of me that's going to cause me to possibly crash and die. And so I'm going to be very cautious about my speed. I'm going to be very cautious entering these areas where there's going to be problems. I don't know if that metaphor and everything I just said, but hopefully that makes sense, because a lot of life applies to motorcycle riding. And I think that's why a lot of us like motorcycle riding, because it's an active, real thing. Things can happen. And it's on you. Wow. That's like life, isn't it? So right here, I'm watching for these opportunities because somebody might want to come out and go there. So I'm looking for those.
Down the hard way, just have that.
And there's that one. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I was going to go 30 miles an hour if everyone's going 10 maybe, right? So that's going to allow me to swerve at 30 versus 50. It's going to allow me to brake at 30 versus 50. It's going to allow me to now accelerate from 30 to 50 if I have to versus 50 to 70. It's giving me opportunities. I think a lot of people think I'm on motorcycles, I can speed, I can do this, I can do stupid stuff. I have the agility, I have this, but they don't have the skill set to utilize the motorcycle. And so it's just better to just do the speed limit or a little bit under, especially in these situations, so that you can get yourself out of it so you have more skill to play with.
Dangerously speeding can be.
So he did a good job swerving, but imagine if he's going 22 now because he applied the brakes, so very good with the navigation, slowed it down, then swerved. But imagine if he decided, I'm not going to slow down, then swerve. I'm just going to swerve. He would have hit the back of the truck. Imagine if he was going 70, he would have just straight up hit the back of the truck, even if he tried to slow down. You see how like the mindset plays a big part?
Carry at such high speeds.
Like if you really want, like I get it. This first video is going to be a lot of fun, full philosophical stuff, using some metaphors and everything. I get it. I want to be on a motorcycle. I want to take some daring. I love the adrenaline. I love the stress. There's good stress and bad stress. I want the good stress of this. I want to be locked in. I want to use all the skills, lock it in, almost like a test and a competition. I love this feeling. Just don't do it on a motorcycle where you have one life. You have no respawn. One life. Go out there, play some World of Warcraft, maybe do some Mythic Plus dungeons, you know? Do at least Mythic Plus 10. My best was a 19. Put that stress there, lock in on the game, and if you die, boom, okay, maybe you didn't key up, whatever it is, and you got a fractured key and you got to redo it, maybe go down to 15. I don't get it. A lot of you guys probably don't understand this, but it is what it is. Some of you guys do. Lock in somewhere else where you have a respawn. Test your skills where it's a safe way to do it. That's the whole point of the drills. I try to make it like a game system where you can just see how fast you can do it, lock it in a safe environment. If you dump the bike, you're only going 15. It is what it is. We're full gear. But just lock in somewhere else where the end result is if you fail, you don't die. Enjoy the ride. Change your mentality about motorcycle riding. It's a vehicle for transportation. That's how I look at it. Oh, shoot. That sucks.
Yeah.
A little impact to the back. Hopefully his back is fine. Hit in his head. Oh, there's a turn. What do you think happened on a turn? What do you think happened on the turn? We're going to stop and help out. Well, there's already fire on scene, so there's not much you can do. There's the failure to negotiate a corner.
Huh?
Is he good?
Failure to negotiate a corner.
Bike's total, bro, basically.
EMS is on scene. They seem to handle it.
The other guys,
They got traffic
damn near total.
situated.
What happened?
He was behind me, and I was waiting up top, and for like 5 minutes, and he never came up. Came back down. I saw his bike over here with somebody else.
See, that's one of the great things about having, and I keep putting this out. It's like one thing to listen to music, listen to your turn by turn, but if you're in a group ride, you can listen to each other. So you're not sitting up there for 5 minutes, like, where is he at, and turning around. That's actually pretty quick. 5 minutes is actually really good. I'm glad he turned around. But you're going to hear your buddy like, oh, crap, on the comms, and you're going to immediately know to turn around. Because in those 5 minutes, if somebody's bleeding out, they might be dead by the time you even go back. So if you see it or hear it, specifically hear it, you can turn around quickly, boom, pop out your Tremoto pack. You know, I got a nice little Tremoto pack. You got a bunch of stuff for bleeding control. You can get right on scene real quick. You might be able to save his life.
He said he was coming up right here.
I use rock form, Cardo, chin mounts, sure, for this. They're tools.
Collided?
They're not necessary. But those are the tools. I like communication and knowing where I'm going. Write in the comments right now. Do you like this spot? Do you like this spot where we're at? This is a positioning for safety part. Okay? This is a positioning for safety. Now, why do we not like this spot? Right here. We don't even know what's going to happen. But why do we not like this spot? And I'm giving you guys some time, and I see it in the chat right now. I love it. You guys are so smart. You guys can have a slice of pizza. Enjoy the slice of pizza. You guys join up. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe. Get the system. Have a slice of pizza. We don't like it because, great questions here, or great comments. Blind spot. We're in a blind spot. Boop. Blind spot. There's one. 0 escape routes. I would put difficult escape routes. Think outside the box. What can we do on a motorcycle that cars can't? We can ride that line. A car, if we ride that line with the right tires of a car, our left tires are over the curb. So that's going to be very difficult, but it's something I would have to do if I had to do it, right? But we could do that. But from the position we're in, it's going to be difficult, right? Yeah, so when it comes to this position for safety, we have terrible line of sight. We have a difficult escape path. And we don't have a good space cushion whatsoever. To the right and into the front of us. If we're going 40 miles per hour, what is our total stopping distance? First, we have to perceive that somebody's braking. We have to react to grab the front brake and then get ready for the rear brake. So you want to use both. You want to use both brakes. And then we have to now apply it. And then however long it takes us to stop or slow down enough in time, that's the braking distance, and that's what total stopping distance is. So we're in a bad spot. So part of planning our ride isn't just like, hey, I have the best skills in the world to navigate. It's about doing everything. It's about first putting yourself in a position for safety so that it's easy to navigate. I just talked about the gun thing in the martial arts, right? We don't want to put ourselves in bad spots to where we have to use something in case somebody does something. So what can we do differently here? What can we do differently here? What I would do, if this is what I had, because there's a car behind me and it boxed me in. Damn it, this sucks. I hate it. We also see the turn arrow right there for the right lane. I think we know what's about to happen. That lane is ending. And it looks like there's a construction zone up ahead. We're doing the speed limit. Feel very nice. So what would I do? I'd move off close to this line. This way, I can see what's happening in front of the car in front of me, and I just realized they are applying the brakes. I can see what's happening in front of the car in front of me. So if the car in front of this white car is applying the brakes, I'm assuming the car in front of me is going to apply the brakes, which I'm assuming I'm going to have to apply the brakes. So if I can see the car in front of this car applying the brakes or doing something, I can react off of that car, not the car in front of me. Makes sense, right? Also, if I am not paying attention or if I'm kind of stuck and this sucks, I'm already prepped for this escape path because I'm already here. So all I have to do is apply the brakes, and I'm just going to get closer and closer to that line and disappear with my hand. But I'm going to get closer and closer and closer, but I'm already in my escape path already. So even if I can't stop in time, I just go straight. It's all about setting up. Now, if there is no car behind me, this is armchair quarterbacking, but this is what we do here because I want you guys to see this. I bet you've been in this position before. If there's no car behind me, what I'm going to do, I get it, it's 40 miles an hour for the speed limit. I'm going 39. I'm going to roll off the throttle, maybe apply just a teeny tiny bit of brakes and get to 30. Why? Because the car to my right is going 40. If I go 30, what happens? This is the car. They kind of get away, right? They kind of get up. Now I'm not in the blind spot anymore. And so if they decide to switch over, boop, it's kind of like group riding, right? We're group riding with cars. Look at this. Look. We're right here. Group ride with other motorcycles side by side. Is that recommended? Not really. If somebody has to swerve, boom, hit you. Boom, hit you. Right? But if you stay staggered, nobody hits each other. That's the whole point of staggered. So I'm going to ride staggered with cars. So I'm going to roll off the throttle, maybe apply a little bit of brakes so that I can get myself into a staggered position. And so if they do switch over, that's not a big deal. I'm going to keep my space cushion available to me. And when I do this, that gives me another escape route to go right or go around like I showed you over here. It opens up more opportunities. Yeah, I had to go from 39 to 30 for what? 5 seconds? That's it. And then I get back up to speed behind the car. Now, I'm assuming this car is going to switch over. They have to merge, stop fighting for the lane. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. And that's what happens. So you could have been a cooperative rider. That's what I'm trying to teach you guys to be, is cooperative. You knew that that person's going to have to come over. You're not going to give them space. So they're either going to take it from you, which is what we don't want. What we want them to do is what you feel like they should do. They should apply the brakes and get behind me. Not everybody does that. Not everybody does that. So if they did choose to do what they just did here, that puts you in a dangerous spot. So let's just remove the danger, roll off the throttle, apply a little bit of brakes, let them in, have the spot. Now you're a courteous, cooperative rider, which kind of plays into when people vote for motorcycle laws to allow you to lane split and filter, whatever it is, the things that you want. These are also voters. And if their only interaction with motorcycle riders is us being dickheads, They might not vote with us. They might not like us. They might actually take this out on a different rider in the future. So it's just better to be cooperative, because even at the end of the day, you're not going to win. Now we stalled. All right, pull in the clutch. There you go.
Hey, say hello to YouTube.
Hi.
Hi, YouTube. You're gonna be on the f***ing road. You're gonna be on the video. Yo.
Nobody cares. Nobody
Like
cares.
fucking threatening people with your car.
I do not like his chin beard
You're not a
strap
big man now,
that he's
are
got. Good for him. He found the escape. That's what I would have done. All right, coming up to a stoplight, intersections.
Speed are capable of doing.
That was a lane
This
filter.
situation, the rider didn't
Don't be in the crosswalk. I hate it. I have a bunch of packages to deliver, and I walk to the post office every time I do it. It's my way of getting 3 miles in, and I put 20 pounds in the backpack so I get a little ruck. Tucson, we're chatting. Tucson is like ranked 4th in the nation for pedestrian deaths. Think about that. I have to cross one street. I cross one intersection, and every single time I'm almost hit by somebody that just does this. That does this part right here. I am walking because right now it's green to go like this way or that way. Like it has a little walking person because it's a red light for these people. I'm walking. And there's been many times, and it hasn't been a motorcycle, thankfully, but it's been a car, which is not actually better, where they will do this part right here.
exactly.
And I'm walking.
Who refuse to accept the speed are capable of doing.
They do that. They get into the crosswalk. Almost every single time. You're supposed to, if you're going to lane filter, you're supposed to stop right here. You're supposed to stop right there. There's that white line. So if you're going to lane filter, if it's legal in your area to lane filter, if it's legal in your area to lane split, which is just California, stop before the white line. Now, I get it. It's like I'm very biased because I don't want to get hit.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. Can you see any pedestrians? Can you see any pedestrians? Right here? We have what you call a line of sight issue. We have a line of sight issue. This isn't just for pedestrians, by the way. We're just using line of sight, right? It's not just pedestrians. It could be a blind corner. It could be tree trimmings, hedges, or whatever it is. Tree trimmings. It could be trees, hedges. It could be a building that's blocking your line of sight. You cannot see past these cars. What's on the other side of these cars? You don't know. And this is one of those lane filtering problems, right? You don't know what's on the other side, but we're just going to assume and hope that nothing's there. Boom. You could possibly just hit a pedestrian right there, not paying attention. Or you saw it last second. What are you going to do when you see it last second with your handlebars turned to the left? What do you think is going to happen? With your handlebars turned to the left, last second, you guys saw this in the MSF if you took one. Somebody did this. They had their handlebars turned, slammed the brakes, fell. So much involved, right? That's why I try to simplify it with the Smart Rider motorcycle training system. That's why I try to simplify it. It's easy. It's simple. It's simple, but people make it complex. It's easy when you just focus on the first principles of riding. That's what I'm trying to figure out here with you guys. That's what I'm trying to show you guys. Thousands and tens of thousands of these crashes and close calls have shown me that a lot of the crashes are because of the rider. I would say 98% of all crashes are because of the rider. It's very rare when I'm dumbfounded and being like, I think it might be the car. It's the rider mentality here. Plus, I don't know. I don't like the whole dark screen on the phone. Anybody? I like the white. All right. Ooh, Tesla. Scary. It doesn't matter if it's a woman. I call it a car. Why? Why? Is this the WNBA and you think this is just that's a woman? Anybody can be a woman now? A car can be a woman? An SUV is now a woman. No, it's not. That's a car. It's a 30 mile or 30 kilometers. We're going 58. No hands on the handlebars. Last second, we're just going to do this. She couldn't move. What is she even doing? She's not even turned appropriately, but it is what it is. You put yourself in a bad position. Ooh, yeah. So what happened? So not only are we looking for, if you start noticing that a lot of it's cars and corners, right? Hazardous situations. But what other things should we be looking for? Right? On the bike when we're riding. Road surface hazards. We're connected to the road. We got to watch out for potholes, cracks, gravel, oil, all those things. Thankfully, it's not really a big common cause of problems unless you're in the middle of a turn too. There's multiple factors need to be applied. If you're going really fast, a bump sucks. If you're going through a parking lot and there's speed bumps and you're going 60 miles an hour, that's going to suck. But if you're going 5 and you just go bloop, nice up and over, it's not a big deal, right? So speed with a bump, high speed with a bump can cause a problem. Low speed with a bump, unless it's a big-ass pothole, almost like a sinkhole. Yeah, that's a big problem no matter what speed you're going. You might even have to go fast so you can just go right over it. No, you won't be able to do that. But when it comes to highway speeds, we're kind of already going at a high speed, so bumps are pretty scary. Gravel and oil in a turn is what sucks. Gravel's pretty easy to go over straight. But you see the road repair? Got to be paying attention to that. Got very lucky. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, what are we doing here? Here comes the passenger princess.
What?
If you see that, pass.
No, I can't hear you. I got music going. All right. If you want to go around, go around. What am I doing? Swerving all.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm using my whole lane. I have access. No, this is my lane. And I want to point out something. This car driver up ahead saw us. Why? I love doing these. This is how I think. I think some of you guys think this way too. That's why I love you. We have 88 of you watching this live right now. I like to think outside the box on a lot of things. Why did this car driver see us? It might be illegal. It might be. I'm practicing my swerves. Why? So this car driver saw us because we're in motion. It's a moving object. There you go, Amelia. It's a moving object. I always like to say this and use the metaphor here is that if you're a sniper in the woods or you're hunting, right? Are you supposed to be moving around a lot? Why don't you want to move around a lot if you're wearing a ghillie suit or camo and you're hunting and all that stuff? Why do you not want to move? Because the prey or the person or the thing that it's not the most dangerous game here, guys. You don't want to be seen. You want to blend in. Movement creates visual. Like we see things that move. That's how eyes work. It's much easier to find something that moves. And so if we're riding around and we're staying still, it's going to be harder for us to be seen. Same thing with the camo, right? If we're wearing all black or like earth colors, like a black helmet, black jacket, black leggings, like pretty much what women like to wear on motorcycles, the Panda Moto. We saw that last stream. Panda Moto stuff. It's all black. We're camouflaged with the road. The road is black, gray, but it's dark. This is why I like wearing a white helmet. This is why I like wearing colorful clothing. It's not going to prevent anything. It's going to be a little bit easier to see. I'm not going to be camouflaged. I also like to move a little bit. Even if the tar snake right here, let's say there's a tar snake right in front of the motorcycle rider. Let's just do this. A little tar snake, right? I know I can go over the tar snake. It's not a big deal. It's not worried. I'm not worried. It's not hot out today, so it's not going to be all mushy and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. But I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to do that. I'm going to be visible. Normalize the dude jeggings for riding. I'm going to be visible. So that's how I saw him. So I like to think outside the box. What's going to help me better when it comes to being out on the road?
Oh my God, he's swerving on his motorcycle! Do you know that you sound... Be a good boy, get back in your seat. Oh, yeah. Good boy.
You say whatever you want to say, you do whatever you want to do. Oh, see, hey, much easier to see the car, right? Because it's going crazy. That's the first thing that's stuck out of your head. So that's a great visual. Right now, you kind of just seen all these cars. The one car that you put your eyes on is the one that's going nutty. Right? Right? Now, I'm not saying go nutty on the bike, but what I'm saying is look at the visual. That's what I'm saying here is that, hey, when somebody's doing something different, that it's not blending into the background, not blend. It's you remember my motto, the uncommon thing in a common situation. I haven't used that in a while. Find the uncommon thing in common situations, and you're going to be able to find, because typically the uncommon thing is going to be the dangerous thing. That's the first thing you saw, right? Let's go ahead and apply the brakes. Let's go ahead and wait. Let's wait. Let's wait. See if they catch it or hit a wall. Okay, seems to be fine. Let's move on. Let's get past them. I would kind of slow down. Yeah, I would slow down and maybe kind of match their speed for a little bit and see if there's actually a medical emergency or not. There's the side of a semi. There you go. Apply the brakes. You're not going to win that one. You're not going to win that one. You don't need to honk the horn. Just be... That's the thing is like... Change your mindset of being pissed off that the car did that or the semi did that or whatever, right? Change your mind from being pissed off. It's going to hit you real quick. Hey, I got pissed off. Okay, cool. Recognize that. Change it to being grateful for, I did good on my brakes. My braking is good. I had a situation where my skill set of braking saved my life. My skill set of planning, paying attention to Dan the Fireman on YouTube every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I was able to position, locate, assess, and navigate very well. I'm still pissed, but I did good. And that's going to help you out. That's for everything in life. Okay? I keep bringing that up, everything in life. What you learn on motorcycle riding, if you take the gratitude and your skill set and the hard work that you put in to be a good rider, take it to being a good job or being a good employee, being a good husband, a good boyfriend, being good at personal growth, being good at physical fitness, because you realize it takes hard work, skills, good attitude, discipline. You can apply it to everything. Blurring our Speedo, looking at the chicks. What about the side of the vehicle there? Oh, side of the cyclist. Good job with the brakes. He's having a good day. Laughter's good. All right, here we go. Roundabouts are intersections, so watch out for people doing dumb stuff. People are merging, making decisions. They can't think critically from past one decision after the next. They can't think of three things at once. People are idiots. That guy thought, I need to hit the gas pedal. I don't need to look, when they should be doing three things. Yeah, so watch out for those areas. Corvette crash. Time to rescue. Tell me you have a trauma kit in that big ass backpack. You can double check and make sure everyone's fine. Watch out for the oil. Good job slowing down so that you're not taking that turn super fast with the oil too. That's another thing is when you see a car crash, assume there's oil, radiator fluid, pee, whatever it is, because maybe they've been riding and driving for a long time, so they have pee bottles and they just got ejected and now there's pee all everywhere. Gotta watch out for that. But with that said, Hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Get the system, get the stuff. There's links in the description for everything. I want you guys to be good riders. I want you guys to be good people. So let's learn from this and apply it to life at the same time. Okay? Okay? Okay. I'll see you guys later. So here's the first recording. First recording. Girlfriend's fine. She just has to be sent to documentation. 1 second. There, she's doing fine. She's being sent to getting documentation. Because she fell at work. It is what it is. The dude looked a bit confused and apparently said to himself, oh, I guess I let them in. Okay. The internet being good right now. I'm seeing some frames missed due to render lag and skipped frames due to encoding lag. But that might be on my end. Because there's no drop frames from the network. Interesting. Don't like that. Don't like that. Maybe my graphics card is not doing so well. Too many tryhards. I won't ride there. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Sent you a little clip of your hardware earlier on Discord. What's up, Slender Man? Let's take a look. I'm going to take that and I'm going to make it a... I forgot how to make it a... I'm going to download it. I might make it a GIF for the Discord. It's not the GPU. I mean, I got a nice Ryzen 9, 7. I built this thing probably 6 years ago. So there's probably some updates I need to do in terms of hardware. I got 32 gigs of RAM. I don't know what DDR it is. Probably DDR4. But more than likely, there's going to be some updates. And the problem is that everything is so freaking expensive now. Holy crap. Holy crap. Not fun. Not fun. But we're going to jump into this. Guys, there's 80 of us in class right now. 80 of us in class, but only 41 of you hit that like button. Remember, you have to hit the like button to get a slice of pizza. You have to hit the like button to get a slice of pizza. Okay? You got to do that. You got to do that. Yeah, I mean, for streaming and for what I do, I probably don't need the DDR5. It's like a second 401k. Yeah. I really want to get to 64. But it is what it is. We got another video. Let's take a look at, let's see. I think we did look a little bit. What happened here? Oh no. I'm so sick. Like, I don't get it. I don't get these mob rides. I just don't get it. You can get 2 pieces, Mike. That's fine. I don't understand. I just don't understand these mob rides. What happens here? What happens here? Oh, passenger. Hopefully nothing happens to that. We're going to go ahead and pass everybody.
Face a slightly more demanding car.
We have intersection coming up. We should probably slow it down just a little bit. And there's the low side.
Oh, grasso.
Look at the arm. We have some asphalt transfer, which means he got scraped up pretty good. We're going to be watching this video in 3, 2... excuse me. The pizza's good. I actually bought... We're still at 2. I actually bought an extra large QT pizza a couple days ago. It was actually pretty good. It was pretty good. Sliding in the DMs, yeah. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, Moto Stars. We're going to watch some crashes and close calls, grab the guys at Uber Eats, but we're going to be paying attention to what's happening. I know I'm talking over them, but it is what it is. We're doing the plan method.
More careful.
This is the method I created when it came to riding motorcycles because I've watched tens of thousands of these crashes and close calls, so we're going to be watching out for somebody pulling out right there. How did I know that was going to happen? Because I like to locate hazardous situations when I'm out riding. How did I know this was a hazardous situation? Just look at the lights. Two places that are automatic default hazardous situations, intersections and corners. Boom, I knew it was an intersection, so it's a hazardous area. Now, how did I know somebody's gonna pull out? Well, typically because these are crashes and close call videos, somebody's gonna crash or have a close call. So I kind of knew that was gonna happen. Now, why do typically people have crashes or close calls at intersections? Somebody's gonna turn left or right. I'm assuming this is backwards. We're in Australia here, not in America. So everything's backwards, like the toilet water swishes the other way. So somebody's gonna turn right in front of us. In America and anywhere else that's real, people turn left in front of us at intersections. Now, how did we not see that until it was too late? Let's go back 5 seconds. Here we go. Can you see past these vehicles? Can you see what's around these vehicles? Let's go ahead. What's around these vehicles? What's on the other side of these vehicles? You don't know. Assume these are even like big buildings. What's around this big building that I can't see? It's a blind corner. It's blind. I don't know. So when it comes to locating hazard situations, it is. How do I assess if there's any relevant threats? Can't really tell right now. Something's going to pop out just like at the haunted house. When you're walking around the corner and the guy with the chainsaw, he hasn't started it up yet, right? You're walking around. What's going on? What's going on? And then he comes around the corner and tries to scare you. Same thing. Okay, what do you do when you're in that haunted house? Do you run like a maniac, like, "Wah!" and you start running? That might work. I'm going to try it this Halloween. It might work, but what a lot of people do, they're like, they're trying to find the person that's going to jump out and scare you, right? But they're going slow. So when you're going into a hazardous area like this, just like the haunted house, even though it's not real, it's not real. Say your prayers before going in if you're scared. But it's not real, but this is real. So if somebody's going to pop out, should we be going fast? Should we be aware that somebody might be popping out? Not saying you should be scared while riding. I'm saying you should be confident in your skill set. You should be understanding that these things could happen. You should have a plan of attack, a plan method of some sort. I don't know. A plan method. So I'm going to be paying attention. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? I can't see very well. My line of sight is kind of diminished. What can I do? What can I do? I'm going to slow it down just a little bit, cover the front brakes, cover the rear brake, just in case something is going to pop out. I'm able to slow down and stop in time because my total stopping distance isn't massive because I'm not speeding. I'm going nice and chill. I'm also recognizing that I have a line of sight issue. Somebody's going to pop out. It's an intersection. It's a hazard situation. So I'm prepped and ready just in case somebody does something. That's what I'm doing. So if you're a new rider, this is what I want you to do. It's up to you if you want to do it. It's part of the motorcycle training system that I have here. 3 books. You can learn how to rescue somebody after a crash. You'll learn how to ride a motorcycle in your neighborhood so you can actually get ready for your endorsement test, which is on chapter 9 on the last page. And you get 24 motorcycle training drills that you can practice in a parking lot. Never move the cones, and you only need 10 cones. You don't need 400 of them like you see in Moto Gymkhana and a bunch of other stuff. It's just 10 cones. You can practice, get your skill set up so that you're ready to go. And this right here, what we're doing is we're talking about the plan method for a lot of crashes and close calls. So let's watch the rest so we can focus on how to prevent that. And also being a smart rider is acquiring and using personal protective equipment just in case something happens. You can hopefully mitigate some of the injuries. Is this a hazardous area? Oh. You ever hear about degloving? You could do that to the leg and the fascia and the skin. You could do all that. It also just rips and tears. Yeah, this is not good. Did we already see this? Yeah, I think we did. Maybe they reposted this. I'm gonna have to cut that part out, but maybe they reposted this because they wanted to show it again. Not very good. Not good. Not good at all. How do we rescue? That's part of the system. Let's go ahead and ensure on safety. First, remain calm, ensure on safety, stop any major bleeds. I talk about that in the book. Okay, what do we got here? Somebody doing a wheelie, somebody impacting the guy doing the wheelie. He dumps the bike. We have possible injuries here. Guys, just don't ride in big groups like this. It's just not, I don't know. It might be fun. To me, it's just stressful. Write in the comments, does this look fun or does it look stressful? People are just going all over the place, crashing their bikes, acting like idiots. All right, anybody want to pop out from the left side? Can't tell. There it is. There it is.
Well, you're on the wrong side of the road. I was looking in because that's where the cars were coming from. Next time.
She just told you what she's thinking. So we, as an audience, we as a viewer here, can get a nice little insight on what these people think. She assumes nobody's coming from the direction we're coming from because it's the opposite lane. So she's only looking left. I was always taught no matter what, you look left, you look right, and you look left again. Simple as that, right? Not everybody knows that. Common sense is not common. She did not do that. She just assumed. Now, why did she not assume a motorcycle would have done what they do? Because this is probably pretty typical of motorcycle riders to do this, right? At least in this country or whatever it is. Why does she not know that motorcycles do this? Because most people in the world don't know anything about what motorcycle riders can do, because 95% of roadway users are car drivers or semis. They're all mixed together. And only about 5% of roadway users are motorcycle riders. So when they teach people how to drive on the road with the permit and the licensing and all that stuff, we are the smallest of the smallest sentence in that driver's manual. And then when they go driving for years and years and years and years and years, or even the first couple weeks, they aren't looking for motorcycle riders because they're so rare. I'm going to focus and pay attention to the things that will kill me, which are other car drivers, because they're 95% of people on the road. And I wonder why people don't know. Let's bring that back up. It's the failure to notice a fully visible but unexpected thing. You don't pay attention to what's very rare. Your brain literally shuts it off. So she had no clue. So there's that, right? So if I understand that's the case and this and stuff, it's exactly what you said in the chat. I would ask, are you okay? It's not my job to teach her. This whole lesson right here, hopefully the consequence of this will teach her to look both ways, right? But first, let's make sure you actually have another day, another month, another year. Let's go ahead and make sure you're okay so that you can internalize this lesson, because you're gonna really learn about it when you look at the rim of your bicycle tire every single time, and you can't ride now, and you're gonna be like, man, I should have looked both ways. Or she could be like, I hate motorcycle riders. Either way, it doesn't really matter. It's not my job to teach. Yeah, boy. We're going to be speeding. Yeah, boy. Sharp left turn coming up ahead. You saw the chevrons. There's a sharp right turn. There's another sign right there letting you know. So sharp right turn.
That exact moment.
Okay. That was the turn. It's not very sharp, but at speeds like this, there's a sharp left turn. Are we going to low side? Nope. We're going to have a car that's going to lose traction. We're going to apply the brakes. We're going to hopefully rescue somebody. There's a sharp right turn, 30 miles an hour recommended. We are not doing 30. Poor Beamer. Poor Beamer. Let's go ahead and rescue. Let's go ahead and rescue. All right, sharp right turn. Ooh, it's sharper, sharper. Oh, we dumped it. Oh, my Lanta, no gear. We're going to have abrasions all over the place, some impacts, a knee probably hollowed out. Oh, are you covering his belly because you don't like the weight of him or what? Oh, head impact. That's why we wear full gear, especially a helmet. What did we... Very interesting. I'm trying to understand what I'm looking at. Oh, was that blood? Or skin? No, let's go back. Let's go back. No, it's a shirt. Okay. Woo-wee. That could have been worse. Oh, yeah, boy. We're going to speed and probably crash because this is a crash and close call video. Oh, just a close call. There's a side of a massive vehicle you're not going to win against. Let's just go ahead and keep doing what we're doing because we're idiots. Oh. Who's at fault? Write in the comments, who's at fault? It's the blue motorcycle. Now, we can talk about who's at fault, but what's the reality of the situation? We're going to focus heavily on the reality of the situation. Doesn't matter who's at fault. But the bagger definitely, because they're passing, right? They're passing in the middle, kind of like dumb, right? But the reality of the situation is that if I'm the camera guy, my buddy is on the ground and he's possibly hurt. Now, first thing a lot of people do is like, I'm pissed off, I'm going to attack the guy on the blue. I have a different mentality. My buddy just crashed and he's on the ground, he's possibly hurt. Yes, I'm angry, but I'm going to go ahead and rescue my buddy. I have other friends that will take out their anger on these people. I'm going to be the one that's going to protect and keep my friends alive. That's just my mentality. If I was ever in the military, I'd be a medic. You know, like that'd be my calling there. You know, Hacksaw Ridge type stuff, right? That'd be my calling. That's why I went straight to being a firefighter, because I don't want to harm people. I want to put out fires to protect people, and I want to be in EMS so I can help people with medical. That's why I went that route versus a cop or military. It's just who I am. It's just what I want to do. So that's my mentality when it comes to this. And I really hope other people have that mentality, because anger in this situation is not going to solve the problem of my buddy on the ground, hurt and in harm's way. Now, who's at fault? Don't really care. Don't really care. Just like I didn't care if somebody was doing drugs as an EMS call and be like, just tell me what you did so I know what to do. Just don't lie to me. Just tell me you took some cocaine so I know I need to give you some, or get ready for Narcan. Just tell me you smoked a ton of marijuana, or you took a bunch of pills, or whatever it is. I don't care. Just tell me what you did so I can take care of it. So I'm not pretending that this symptom that you're having is a heart attack, when in reality it's because you're having a panic attack because you took way too much edibles. You know what I mean? It's like, just let me know. I don't care. I'm not here to harm you. I'm here to take care of you. That's my mentality with this. So it doesn't really matter to me who's at fault, even though this guy's a D-bag. Here we go.
Excessive speed.
Yeah, boy.
Confidence caught up with
We're going faster than the flow of traffic. There we go. We're going to cut in front of them. We are now going into business, commercial, and there's a sharp turn, and we just low-sided. No gear whatsoever. Let's see. Oh, we got some asphalt transfer. Just like if a car hits another car, let's say a white car gets hit by a red car, now you have red paint transfer. We have asphalt transfer onto our arms. Now, that means there's an impact, right? With car accidents, that cops know, hey, red car hit your white car. Cool. There's the damage near that spot, right? Same thing here. There's damage there. That is abrasions. Nice little striations along the arm. So you're going to have abrasions, some maybe level 1, level 2 abrasions. Level 3 is you're missing chunks. Level 2 is you cut. There's lacerations. Level 1 is like a really bad road rash, or not road rash. I can't use the definition inside the definition. It's kind of like a really bad carpet burn. So like the epidermis is irritated pretty bad, right? So this right here, not going to be fun. Probably pick some stuff out. But also take a look. You see a little bit of white on the elbow. This is where, with motorcycle jackets, you have abrasion resistance up and on the outside of the arms. And then on the elbow, you have armor. So hopefully it's not going to be too bad. But this is why as smart riders, we acquire and use personal protective equipment. These are the principles and the standards that we have as smart riders. And that's what this whole book system, the Smart Rider Motorcycle Training System, is all about. is that we're focusing on being smart riders. So I want you guys to be smart riders. Wear gear just in case something happens. Boom. On the ground now, broken and bleeding, and yay. Oh, we're on fire now. Okay, somebody hit us. Now we couldn't control that. Why do we not wear gear? 3/4 helmets, don't recommend because you notice the face is not protected. Oh, my Lanta. Oh. Why did the legs flip up after? Why did the legs flip up after? Oh, now we're drowning. Now we're drowning. Goo, 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 goo. Is that a fish? A little fishy fish? Hey, what's up, buddy? You gonna help me? It's a catfish. So, I want to point out, so he's right here. So that's typical what happens, right? We put our arms out. So when we hit the ground, typically you're going to have the forces transfer into your shoulder, boop, pop out. Or the weakest point is typically the collarbone snaps. Or it lands wrong, hyperextends the elbow, breaks the elbow. Or lands and then you break some carpals, metacarpals in your arm, some phalanges right there. So you break your hand, you break your wrist, maybe your radius and ulna snaps a little bit here. So like you're going to have a lot of, whatever's the weakest point is going to snap. And if it's a lot of force, you're going to have a lot of snappage. Okay? You don't want to have snappage, right? And it's not just the bones, it's the tendons and ligaments. That's not going to be fun, right? So that's usually what happens out there. So there's not much you can do for the bones and tendons and ligaments. But when you have motorcycle gloves, you can hopefully mitigate and have some sliding. So it's going to transfer the force into a slide if it's on asphalt. But then you're going to have protection. Same thing with the elbows and your shoulder. If they do impact, you're going to have some of that, right? Okay, so when I say, hey, don't wear a 3/4 helmet, I don't recommend 3/4 helmets. I've worn them. They look cool. They feel good. They're comfy. I get that. Same thing with the modular helmet. You want to put it down. So you want to have a chin bar because guess what we're doing? We're going forward. What's going to be the thing that's going to hit too? Boom. You're going to hit your chin. You're going to hit your face. You're going to break your airway. You're going to break your teeth. You're going to break your nose. And now you're going to have issues. You can't breathe, especially if you're underwater. That's not good. Now, why did his legs, let's go ahead and see if I can go frame by frame by frame. Why does his legs now, you can see it, sudden deceleration towards the back, his lumbar and his leg. Yeah. So now he has leg damage. So I say all this stuff not in terms of, hey, gear's going to save you. It's going to help, but it's not going to save you. But I say that because I'm so used to doing rescue. I'm seeing how people have a mechanism of injury when it comes to rescue. It lets me know where the most of the damage is going to be. Okay, so this guy's going to have a lot of damage everywhere. But I'm going to be more concerned about his lower spine, his lumbar spine. I'm going to be worried about his iliac crest, the little thing that you can feel on your hip. That could possibly fracture and break. Maybe his femur and the socket could be a little bit damaged. Some ligaments is going to be very sore. I don't want to get him up. I don't want him walking. And he's going to have damage to everything else, right? So I'm going to do an assessment everywhere, but it's going to kind of point me a little bit towards where possible lacerations, because that could be lacerating his side. All right. And he's in the water, and there's a catfish. What's up, buddy? Let's move on. Let's move on. Yeah, we're in the rain on the highway. Hopefully we don't hydroplane and then just kind of fall over. So how can we help mitigate or not even mitigate, but how can we make it to where there's less of a chance that we hydroplane on water like this? First of all, we can slow it down a little bit, just get in the right lane, just kind of chill. I get you want to get out of the weather. It is what it is. You're going to be soaked no matter what. Whether you make the ride 20 minutes or 18 minutes based on your speed, you're going to get wet anyway. So don't even worry about that. Also, this looks like California because we have these stupid concrete groove things Doesn't really help out much, and concrete's smooth when it's wet. That sucks. What's another thing that we can do? Making sure our tires have tread so it can displace the water. So if we're out riding and it's like, oh, it's raining, I should probably be cautious because my tires are starting to show the wires. My tires have no tread left. The wear bars are gone because they're all worn out. So be very cautious with that. And also when it comes to riding in the rain, your total stopping distance is going to be extended because you're going to have to slow down slower because you can't slow down super fast because of the traction loss. Same thing with turning. Same thing with acceleration. So there's a lot of things that go in. It's a modifier. Think of it as a modifier, and I mentioned it before with Mythic Plus, right? You start having some modifiers once you get past, Mythic Plus 10, right? Some modifiers, resilience keys, and all that other stuff. I've been playing a little bit of World of Warcraft. I'm pretty happy. I got 3,400 last season. But you're going to start having modifiers. So rain's going to be a modifier that's going to adjust how you handle that situation. Just like nighttime's going to be a modifier that makes you handle riding at night a little bit different because you can't see as far. And then you have nocturnal animals that want to pop out, right? Or drunk drivers, right? Passenger is going to be a modifier because it's the same thing. It's going to be slower on the acceleration, deceleration, and turning ergonomics are going to be a little bit different because you have a little bit of a different weight on the bike, right? So there's going to be a few things. Same thing with group riding, different modifiers. Now do it all together. Woo. Let's rescue. Let's see if we can rescue. Oh, he's walking. That's good. See how far he slid past his bike? Walking is a good sign. Means his heart and lungs are working. His legs, he has no limp. He's not guarding his arms or anything like that. So everything seems to be doing fine.
Hold on.
This rider would
It's me,
prove what
Kawiki.
massive mistake he made and just how tragically
He's just chilling.
ended for him.
Good little riding, just chilling. He's not going super fast. What's going to happen here, Gravel? Oh, he's getting close to those. Oh, he's going fast. Ooh, good swerve to get himself out of there. He did not panic. Get back on your side. What are you doing? Usually people panic and stare at the hazard. Somebody would stare at the front of this vehicle and go straight to it. He started moving his body position, but he still maintained his turn to get back out. That's good. But then right here, what are we doing? Slow it down. Oh, no centerline stripe. Pretty scary. Good job switching it up, making it. You got a turn coming up ahead, though. Nice little swerve. Looks a little bit wet. And we leaned it pretty far. Maybe it's not wet, but we leaned it pretty far on a sharp turn, low-sided. One of the things that people get to, let's go back just a little bit. I want you guys to see that right there. One thing people tend to do is that they get an overconfidence when it comes to, I have a tracksuit, so I am safe to do stupid stuff. No, that is going to get you hurt because if your skills don't match the crazy cool gear that you have, you're going to crash and you're going to be overconfident in your skills just because you got gear. And I think that's what happens to a lot of people when they start riding motorcycles is I have a helmet, so I'm fine. No. You want to argue with me on that? Cool, go ahead. But I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of cops, a lot of military, a lot of firefighters, and I'll speak to firefighters, but firefighters, sometimes we constantly remind ourselves and we constantly remind each other is that just because you have full turnout gear, the best turnout gear in the world that you can be inside of an oven and not die, and an SCBA with a good mask and good seal and everything, just because you have all of that does not mean you can go into a house that is obviously untenable and that there's a flashover about to happen or a backdraft about to happen, or you go in without a hose because you think you can do that because you're going to go rescue somebody and you think you want to be a hero. You're going to die even if you have full gear. If you think the gear is what's going to keep you safe. The gear is not what's going to keep you safe. Your skills, your ability to read the environment, the ability to be able to handle the situation with the skills and the training that you have is what's going to keep you safe. The gear is just going to allow you to be on the bike. The gear is just going to be what's going to allow you to be inside the house that's on fire. That's it. Your skills, your situational awareness, your plan, is what's going to keep you safe. The gear is just going to help you not possibly die, maybe, depending. So when I see people with low skill and track leathers acting like idiots out on the road. All right, so this right here, I can't really give too much. That's kind of on the mountain biker. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's okay. That was on him. He was going too fast around the corner, couldn't navigate if there's any hazards around that corner. He also probably target fixated on the motorcycle rider and went straight into him. Nothing we did. We were just kind of going. Hey, we got bunnies. Oh, why are we stopping? Oh, boink. Dumped the bike. Oh, hit her head on that guardrail. Not fun. Why'd we stop? What? Tell me in the comments why we stopped. I see those white lines. I don't understand why we stopped. We're just gonna move on. This looks like Flagstaff. Like right before Flagstaff coming from Phoenix, right?
For the rider to stay on the road.
Nice little sharp turn off ramp. We're going a little too fast. Hey, we're just gonna go off road. Fuck it. Yeah, baby. Sorry, I cussed. I know some of you guys watch the kids. I apologize to the kids that are watching this. Just kind of in a good mood. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, nice little impact. So that's gonna be something along the lines. Also, if you're on a motorcycle and you're going to be making these sharp, sharp U-turns in a parking lot when there's traffic and stuff, you have to look and make sure that it's safe to do so. You know, you can easily make this U-turn. You can make this U-turn if you practice 24 motorcycle training drills, never have to move the cones. You can actually get really good at your U-turns and make this U-turn, but that's kind of like what this person's doing. They're like, I can make this U-turn, but they didn't look. There's the impact. That could happen to you. That can happen to you. So yeah, have the skills to do the U-turn, but situational awareness. See you later, my moto. All right, we're passing on the shoulder. Not recommended, and also very illegal. And then you're gonna have somebody, possibly nobody. You're just gonna dump the bike. Nice little Honda Rebel. I got a little Honda Rebel. Looks just like that. Why did we crash? Let's take a look. Let's see what happened. It looks like he might have slammed the front brake. Damn. There's not much gravel there, not enough to cause you to crash, especially right there on that spot. Here we go. We got enough screens, don't we? Oh, swerve, 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 swerve. Good. Oh, hey, that's better than getting your foot smashed. Did what he had to do. Why was the car coming out? We don't know, but he tried to do a swerve, so I'll give him that. Blind corner, coming around the corner, moving over to the escape route, not a big deal. Buddy didn't pay attention, though. Buddy wasn't paying attention to that. He went a little too fast around the corner, maybe trying to catch up to us. So once again, nighttime, we added the modifier. What's going to happen? Good thing we have our GPS. Who uses their GPS with a satellite? Like the satellite imagery? It's too much noise. It's too much. I don't like it. Take off the satellite imagery.
Right there and fixated on that.
So he can't see much. I'd use my high beams on that part. Oh, he used his blinker though. And he went and dumped the bike. I gotta mute that because that is copyrighted music. It's a good song, but we're gonna move on after this one. So going a little too fast around the corner. Here we go, having some fun. And we're just going to loop it though. With our water bottle gone. Gets on his feet, checks his elbow because that's where he feels the pain. That's what you typically do. We're moving on. Don't recommend wheelies. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa! What do you think you're doing there? Huh? What are you doing? You literally did not see me because of possible inattentional blindness. Or you're an idiot. Elderly drivers are going to be the death of me, literally. You kind of... Just write in the comments what I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking. All right, here we go. We're gonna do a wheelie. No, we're just gonna we're gonna do the opposite. Let's do the opposite of a wheelie. Somebody pulled out, and we actually grabbed a lot of traction on the front tire, and we went up and over without gear. You know, he got a tattoo, but let's not remove the tattoo. He spent money on that.
Overtaking.
All right,
right
30 miles an hour. What does it say? What does it say? Radar enforced. Whatever. 30 miles an hour though.
Rider who ultimately
I don't think we're going 30.
his skills.
It's up to you if you want to do your consequences of the law, but my main concern is consequences of crashing. So we have a turn right here. Oh, high side into the guardrail, broken back possibly. He's not going to be feeling too good. That was an easy turn if you're just going 30. Just chill, just cruise. You're not going to get anywhere quick now. Let's go ahead and rescue. Let's go ahead and rescue our buddy or some random person that did something stupid. Let's go ahead and make sure traffic doesn't hit us because we're all over here. Thankfully, that car kind of stopped. Oh, they're moving. All right, moving. Oh! Left leg. Left leg. Yep. Left leg. Let's go ahead and check that leg, call 911, let's get people on scene just in case you need surgery at that point. Cause that's, we live in Chimbuck land. Here we go. What's this? Side of the, what the Okay, he's wearing UPF clothing. He doesn't want to get a tan or skin cancer, so good on him for that. I get that. But please wear full gear because that also protects you. Oh, going a little fast. We can't really tell because it's a... Oh, maybe we can tell. Maybe it was going really fast and slammed the brakes because the turn's coming up. How about we just don't go fast in the first place? I don't know.
I'm fine.
Full gear, a little bit of confidence, you know?
I'm fine.
All right. What do we got here? Don't do that. Both of you don't do that. He wants to pass everybody because he doesn't like the speed of everyone else, so he's going to do that. I don't recommend it. For one, here's the thing. Yeah, the car driver shouldn't have done that stupid thing, but we're going through the gore area. Now everyone's like, oh, well, that's fine. There's no cops around. It's not a big deal. Okay, cool. You're thinking of the consequences when it comes to the legalities. I don't care. I don't care about legal consequences. I have my own spiritual thing. I don't murder not because it's illegal. I don't murder because I don't want to go to hell. There's other things out there. Now, I don't care if you go over the gore area because of legalities. I care if you go over the gore area because there's a crap ton of freaking debris right there. There's a lot of dirt, a lot of gravel, possible pieces of metal. There's going to be tires. There's going to be a bunch of bullshit there. Sorry once again for cussing. Sorry, kids. I don't like it. Don't cross the gore area because it's just a dangerous zone. If you are going to miss your turn like this car driver, miss your turn, go on the next one. Go on the next one. Go on the next one. Just whatever. If you're going to, as a motorcycle, miss your turn, go on the next one. Don't cross the gore area. It's just not safe. You're hoping. It's not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. Moving on. Here we go. Crash warning. Okay. Hey, look at the GPS. We have a turn coming up to the right. Rear brake failure. What about the front?
I saved it. I saved it. I saved it. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Good. He's talking on his Cardo. Very nice. Discount in the description for 10% off. Rear brake failure. Guys, your rear brake only does about 20% stopping power. That's it. 70 to 80% is front brake. So if you're having issues braking, and if it's a failure because like you didn't maintain whatever, but more than likely you're not slowing down in time because you keep using just the rear brake. You need to get comfortable using the front brake. And I get it. It's a little awkward because you want your right hand to be just in control of the throttle, and now you're having to do controls of everything. It's like, it's just too many things. My right foot is just one thing. I get that, but you need to get better. Roll off, reach, squeeze, or just cover and then squeeze.
I saved it.
And you should be using both brakes also, because it's 80% front, 20 in the back. You're losing 20% if you don't use the rear at the same time. What are you doing? Why do people do this? Just cruising, just chilling. Don't like being in the middle, right behind a vehicle. That person's gonna come over. It's an open lane pattern. We talk about open lane patterns. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're gonna move on, but you don't know what we're talking about. It's in the Riding Smart book. It's the first book that teaches you the plan method in the neighborhood, so you can learn how to ride and pass your test, and we just get hit right there. Okay, very cool. We're gonna do it again. We did it twice. Interesting. He used the time stone to go back in time and still did it. It wasn't one of those 14 million versions where one success happened. He just did it again. Guys, if you're going to be riding, please, 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 please pay attention. Have a method to the madness, and it's called the plan method. Get the Smart Rider Motorcycle Training System. Free shipping in the United States for the physical version. You get a digital version and an app with it, no matter what. You get the digital, physical, whatever. There's an app. I just designed an app this last month that you get it, and it's awesome. Okay, so check it out. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be smart. I'll see you guys later. Woo-wee. 2 videos down. 2 videos down. We got more. And so when I was talking about the app, here's the app. So there's some green, so that's why it's hard to see. But there's some green. But here's the app. You just go boop, 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 boop. There's the videos. You click on a lesson. It brings you to the video at the top. There's a lesson. And you can check mark it and say that you completed it. And then you just click next, and you go on to the next lesson. You just keep going and going and going. So that way you don't have to bring the book out when you're trying to learn how to ride. It also has rescue in it. All the Smart Rider drills when you get the system. So there's the drill right there. So you can put it on your phone. You can practice it right there. And if you want to know how to do it, there's the video right there. And you can you say, yeah, I did it. I ran it clean. No foot down, no cone hit. Boom, move to the next. So you actually get this app if you get the system too at the same time. So not only are you going to get the physical version of everything, is that you can actually take this on your phone, on your rock form mount, and practice the Smart Rider drills with the app. I made it, it's much easier than just trying to figure it out and maybe bring the book and like in between you're like, what? Okay, what's the next? I just wanted to make it easier for you guys, and it's free. It's free with the system. It's automatically, you get it. You get an email saying, hey, here you go, download it. Boom. Trying to make it easy for you guys so you guys can go out and practice. Found Dan live today. How you doing, Ghostface Zilla? Got nothing done? Oh, now my girlfriend's asking if I'm actually live streaming. Yes, I am. I was in therapy and now streaming. Yoink. I'm going to take a picture of you guys. Boom. There it is. All right, we're going to move on to this one. 92 of you, we got to check. 63 of you hit the like button. Guys, you're not going to get a slice of pizza unless you hit the like button. You have to hit the like button to get a slice of pizza. That's it. That's it. That's all you have to do. You get a nice slice of Costco and QT pizza. I have a mix. I have a nice little mix. All right, here we go. Ready? You red eye? You red eye? 3. I'll buy your guide once I do. Yeah, and that's the thing is you're gonna have at minimum, you're gonna learn the plan method, and you get like these two will help you definitely after the MSF. My new book that I'm working on is basically gonna have a ton. It's gonna have a ton more when it comes to street strategies on top of everything here. So you're gonna basically everything that we talk about here with the plan method and all these different situations. I'm actually gonna show you guys how to do it instead of just talk about it. I mean, I do show you how to do it, but it's different when you're on the bike, right? My voice is going out, so we'll see about this. Is the app available on the Play Store? No, it's only available through getting the book. In the digital version too. So if you just get the digital version, so you can download basically the books and you can print them off if you want, or have them on like your phone as a PDF. You get access. You just get that. You will also get a link to the app too. So even if you just get the digital version. So if you get the digital print and the print with cones, because you're gonna need cones for the drills. I sell cones too, 10 cones. Actually, they're red now. They're red cones, not orange cones. That's all I could find. Same cones, just red. You'll get the link to the app. Yeah. I don't want to go through Play Store or Apple because they take 30%, and it's like I would have to do a bunch of other stuff. And the thing is, it's free for those people that got the book. I don't want to make it a paid app type of a thing. It's like it's already paid because you guys got the books. Well, now you get a really cool companion app that's going to help you out when you're on the bike practicing the drills. And it's cool. You can check mark which ones you've done. So check it out. Links in the description. Free shipping in the United States. I changed it to where there's free shipping in the United States. In fact, after this live stream, I might have to end it after this video, because my voice, it's been a month since I've had to use it this much. And I had therapy before this live stream for an hour. And so like there's a lot of talking involved. How long we've been? 2 hours, so at least 3 hours of talking today without doing much. But I just wanted to see you guys. I missed you guys, man. I'm sorry about my internet. It's my fault on that. Have I tried drinking water? No, energy drinks have water in it, right? Yeah, first ingredient, carbonated water. Yeah, I drink water. My girlfriend got me this, as yeet that teat. You have start. Let's just chat a little bit. I like chat. Horvath, I missed you, man. I'm glad you got a nice helmet. Missed you guys. I try not to cuss because I've had comments about dads, and this is what I love. I've had comments about dads saying that they watch it with their kids. Like on the TV. Are you guys watching this on the TV? Take a picture. If you're watching this on the TV and you don't have, because you have your phone and you're not watching on your phone, take a picture of it and post it on an Instagram story and tag me. In fact, get ready. Because I want to reshare it. Let's see if we can get a good. You guys getting ready? We're gonna make it fun. Get ready. Well, I guess we can't do that. We'll have to do it like this. Ready? Let's.
Yeah.
All right. Look at these idiots. You ready to watch some idiots on the TV? Here we go. Oh, there's one right there. Hopefully you guys don't ride like this. Please don't ride like this. If you are, I'm glad you're watching. Let's go ahead and keep watching that. There we go. You might have to cut off that last part, but post something like that. Motorcycle shop I go to in LA has the bluest language you could ever hear. But I do like cussing like a normal person, man. I like the word retard. I do. It is a fun word. I like calling people retarded. I like to say that's retarded. I like saying you're a retard. I like saying it. There's nothing wrong with it. It is a legit word. There's retarders on fire trucks. Magnetic retarders. Retard just means slow. Just slow. A magnetic retarder brake system on a fire truck just slows things. So it's like, I mean, moron's good too. I like the word ignorant. Ignorant's not a bad word. You guys ever, ignorant's not a bad word, right? It's just lacking knowledge. Every one of us here is ignorant about something. So to call someone ignorant is not a slur. Dingus is good. I like dingus. But being ignorant is fine. Choosing to be ignorant, that's when it's like, hey, come on, man. Like if somebody like no, we'll bring it back to motorcycle riding. Somebody that is that knows about motorcycle riding. Let's say your mom's ignorant, right? Your mom or dad, it's probably more like your mom. Your mom's ignorant about you wanting to ride a motorcycle, and what she says is like, you're gonna die. Well, I guess like some of that stuff's true, but like she's ignorant about the process about learning, right? So she's ignorant about motorcycles. She just knows what she knows. So she's lacking knowledge, education, information, awareness about a specific subject or in general about motorcycle riding. So I've had questions. This is how I like to do things. I've had questions from some people. It's like, how do I convince my parents? How do I convince my wife? How do I convince somebody, a loved one, that I want to ride a motorcycle? And my answer to that all the time, and it's the same answer every single time, is to express the things that you're going to do to to squash their fear about what you're about to do. Because a lot of loved ones, when they hear about you wanting to ride a motorcycle, this is a good video. We're going to make a quick video. 3, 2, 1. All right, so I've had some questions when it comes to people wanting to express their loved ones. Hey, how do I convince my wife, my mom, my parents, my sister, whoever, a loved one, I want to ride a motorcycle? And they are coming at you with a fear-based answer or the fear-based statement. It's like, you're going to die, or it's too dangerous, and all these other things. And the reason why I have this word up here is because they're ignorant. Simple as that. They're ignorant of what motorcycle really is because they only have a small amount of knowledge when it comes to what they have heard. It's your job to help them out with the knowledge, education, some information, and some awareness about the specific subject, which is motorcycle riding. So my answer to you is, how do you convince somebody? You're never going to convince them, by the way. But how can you inform them about the things that you want to do based on the fear that they have for you? Because as a loved one, that's perfectly fine to have that fear for somebody that's possibly about to get hurt or killed or things that they've heard. So what you should do, this is what I recommend, not should. I don't like the word should. Here's what I recommend, is that you're going to tell them, hey, I understand motorcycle riding is dangerous. I understand motorcycle riding could cause me to die. I understand the risks involved when it comes to motorcycle riding. It is still something I really want to do. It is something I want to try out. I don't know if it's going to be a lifelong thing. I don't know if it's just going to be my thing that I have ADHD fixation on right now. I don't know what it is. But the thing I'm going to do, because I understand it's hazardous, it's risky, there's some things involved with that, is I'm going to get motorcycle training. I'm going to make sure I have the skill set in order to mitigate some of these hazardous situations that I might be getting into. I understand that there's going to be skills in order to manipulate the bike so that I can ride. I understand that I need to have training. I also understand that there's a set of gear that I want to get, or I need to get, so that hopefully if I do crash, it's not hopefully I crash, but if I do crash, hopefully I can mitigate some of the injuries that I possibly have when it comes to that. So I'm going to invest in my safety through training and gear. And you can do that through the MSF. You can do that through actual training courses that are out there like that. So you don't even have to buy a motorcycle right away. The MSF is great, especially the basic rider course, because they do provide you a motorcycle. They do provide you some gear. It's in a parking lot. You can get your endorsement that way or your license that way, but you're going to get a lot of good training. But if you're an adult, or if you already have a motorcycle, you have access to a motorcycle, you can actually get training and practice yourself and slowly but surely progress to where there's a little bit more risk, like going to the highway, in the mountains, in city traffic. what you can do is actually get the Smart Rider motorcycle training system and practice in the neighborhood. This is mostly in the neighborhood. The first 7 lessons are in the neighborhood. Well, the 7th lesson is going from the neighborhood to the parking lot, but we practice parking lot drills and the motorcycle operator skills test here in a parking lot. But you're learning so much, the plan method and everything that I teach here on motorcycle training concepts and on Dan the Fireman. You're gonna learn the plan method here, plus the minimum gear, and you're gonna have a bunch of other stuff knowing what kind of gear to get. You're also gonna learn how to rescue somebody after a crash, including yourself, okay? Remain calm, ensure your own safety, stop major bleeds. These are things that a lot of people fear, like your loved ones, like, hey, once if you crash, what are you gonna do? This is what's gonna help you out with that. Also, you wanna have more practice even after the MSF, or if you wanna have more practice after getting your license, there's 24 motorcycle training drills inside here where you only need 10 cones and you can do 24 drills. And you get a little rescue card, free shipping if you want to get the printed version, and you get a companion app. But the whole point of what I'm trying to get at is that a lot of people are scared that you're going to get hurt. Your job is not to convince them. Your job is to inform them because they are ignorant of what it actually takes to be a good motorcycle rider. I don't want you to be ignorant of what it means to be a good motorcycle rider. So I want you to get the training. I want you to know what you're doing. I want you to take it nice and easy. It's a longer process than you think it is because you want to do it safely. You want to have the training. You want to have the gear. And that's going to help out when it comes to a loved one. So if I was a father and I was concerned about my daughter or I was concerned about my son wanting to ride a motorcycle, my biggest thing here is I want them to be able to do what they want to do, but I want to safeguard them. I want to give them an opportunity to do something that is risky so they can grow, but I also don't want them to do something so risky it's going to kill them. That's really what they're coming from. That's their position they're coming from. So if you know that, you know how to influence, you know how to inform, you know how to bring awareness, you know how to show them that you're doing it the safest way possible, and you're going to do all the training, and you're going to be a better rider for it. So that's what I would do when it comes to convincing a loved one on that you want to ride a motorcycle. There. That's going to be a nice little short video. I think it's important because I've been getting a lot of questions about that. You know how I explained my bike ride to my mom? I told her nobody asked her, which sounds brutal, but in the view of my potential death in an accident, calculated. Yeah, I mean that's one way. I wish that for some reason that popped up. That's one way. That's definitely one way. But I come from that's why I love having you here, Horvath, because you always give me a different perspective. And you know my perspective. I try to come from a perspective of information is power. And some people are just scared of things because they don't have all the information. And if they have all the information, then it's like now they can make an educated decision. That's how I was able to convince a lot of patients to go to the hospital, because a lot of them were ignorant of the process because this is their first time ever having a medical emergency, especially a car accident or something. It's the very first time. They're scared. They don't know what the process is. So then I would actually describe the process of what we're about to do if we went to the hospital. And then I would express and explain like, hey, this is why I believe you should go to the hospital, because these are the types of injuries that need surgery, or these are the types of things with the medical stuff is that you do need to get further medical treatment, whether it's at the hospital or you call your primary care physician, like if it's a heart attack type of thing. There's no real emergency at the point. It's kind of happened, it's gone, but I believe they had a heart attack. It's like you need to go to the doctor to at least get a blood test so that they can check for metabolites inside your blood for heart tissue or anything, because you might have had a heart attack, and these are things that you're gonna have to take care of. But if you don't want to go, that's fine. I'm just giving you the choice. It's an educated choice. It's up to you. And that's usually how I was able to convince a lot of people, because the moment, and I've seen some captains and some paramedics like do that route of like, you need to go. You're being an idiot if you don't go. I've had some of those people, and it kind of puts them off. And it's like they really do need to go, but now you just totally put them off and going. And you see that interaction a lot with cops, right? You see like the good cops are able to convince and talk through and get somebody to do the appropriate thing, but then you have cops that are like in your face, and they're like, well, I'm going to get defensive now. And so like I try not to do that with strangers. I think with some family it works, but I had to get to that point with my family. I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do. I really tried my way. Didn't work. That's why I also say, like, it doesn't matter what you do when it comes to a stranger. Like, with road rage, you're never going to convince them. You're never going to convince them. It's almost, I would say it's super improbable, not impossible, super improbable to convince a person that cuts you off to understand the error of their ways. And it's maybe less improbable, but still kind of improbable to convince them or at least influence them or give them awareness of it if you do it the nice way. And so I just don't even try with like road rage or traffic situations. If I have time, authority, rapport with family, then I will use that with a nice way. That's just how I do it. The ambulance ride alone will lower your FICO score. All right, we got to get into this one. My voice is starting to go out. Yeah, I just got another email from Cardo. Up to 31 riders with the new mesh boost. It's an update. And you can record in public mesh. They have a new public mesh. Remote grouping. Free and available now on the current generation DMC 2.0 enabled Cardo devices. Pretty cool. You'll start seeing a lot of people post that on Instagram stories. You'll see a lot of influencer post about that, so I'll let them handle that. I'm getting an Uber. Wait, what did I miss? Oh, yeah. That's another thing is like, it's like, hey, if you don't want to go in the ambulance, I understand. I don't think this might need an ambulance ride. Do you have any friends or family that can take you straight to the hospital, though? Like, that's the thing is I do feel like you need to go to the hospital. Can your wife take you? Like, you need to go now, but like, if you don't want to go by ambulance, you just sign a piece of paper. It's a refusal waiver. It releases liability. It's not a bill. But if your wife can take you right now, I absolutely recommend it. Not highly. I absolutely recommend it. And that's usually how I'm able to get people to go too. Because really, at the end of the day, what's the end goal? Is to get the patient to the hospital, whether it's by me or POV. Not a big deal. And that's kind of my mentality here when it comes to motorcycles and motorcycle training with riders. I just offer a way to get training. I just offer a way. But at the end of the day, if you want to take the MSF and you want to go somewhere else and you want to get motorcycle training and not go through me, I don't care. All I care about is you get training. That's it. I'm just providing, with my knowledge, I'm just providing an option. That's it. This option is like a DIY with my assistance and guidance. And then the MSF is like a full-on, like, guided thing. Yeah, and it is what it is, though. But it made me better at talking to people. You know, Horovec. All right, we got to get into this one. Here we go. Yeah, just get to the doctor somehow. Hey. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Nah, you thought I froze. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we got a MotoStars video. We're going to be watching her possibly crash or have a close call, but we're going to try to figure out what happened, how it happened, so we don't make the same mistakes ourselves. I don't want you guys crashing.
Safe.
Okay, so she crashed on a corner, scratched her boobs. Thankfully, she's got a chest protector, and her buddy dump the bike after that. Now, why did we crash in a corner? And this is what we talk about all the time. We talk about the plan method. It's part of the motorcycle training system. I'm going to not talk about it as much as I can, but this is the system I came up with. So you're going to learn the plan method. You're going to learn how to rescue somebody. You're going to learn how to ride a motorcycle in your neighborhood and possibly get your endorsement test because there's a practice test in there. And then 24 motorcycle training drills. Boom, that's done. You get a nice companion app also. Okay, we're not almost done. But you get a nice companion app with it. Lots of cool stuff. Everything involved comes free with the email after you purchase. But why did we crash here? We crashed in the corner. It's a pretty easy corner. Maybe we're a new rider. Maybe we're going too fast. There's a bunch of different factors involved, but usually too fast is the thing. Now, too fast is subjective. It's not necessarily objective. I mean, if we're going 85 and 55, we're going over the speed limit, that's objective. But if we're going too fast for our skill level, that's where it comes into play. So if this is a 55-mile-an-hour turn and we're going 55, but our skill level is really only good for 35, 40, 45, that's too fast for our skill level. So if you're a new rider, you start off at 0. You're learning the friction zone, throttle control, that's part of the first couple chapters. Up and down your street, it's part of the first couple chapters. In the neighborhood, that's 25 miles an hour, it's the first couple chapters. That's why we're starting there, because 25 might be too fast. Maybe even going up and down your street 10 miles an hour is too fast for you, especially if you start. But you start to get better, so you can start increasing your speed. I would use the speed limit as kind of like zones in World of Warcraft, level zones. You can only, hey, neighborhood is 25, so that's a beginner starter zone. Then you start going to 35, 45. Hey, that's now we're in the Barons with Barons chat, you know, vanilla classic. Anyways, so you start doing that until you get to the point where you can do highway speeds or do corners at 45, 55, because that's the speed limit. Does that make sense? Okay. So with that, you need to build the skill level. You need to build your talents. You need to start going to the shaman trainer and start getting your enhancement stuff. Anyways, so you want to get to the point where you're starting to get your skill level higher and higher, because it's subjective when it comes to speed, but speed is a factor here. Too much speed for your skill. So she doesn't look like she's going fast.
The same mistakes. So take
right?
Right.
But why did we still go too wide? Because subjectively, this is too much speed for her. It's too much speed. So she might be a new rider, or she might be really tired. She might be really tired. She might have had a long day of riding. She might be dehydrated. There's a bunch of different things here. So these are all things that we can solve for, but we need to be paying attention. We need to be paying attention to our hunger, our dehydration, our skill level, all these things, adjust our speed to it, adjust our environment to it, adjust everything to it so that we don't make mistakes. And that's part of the mentality of motorcycle riding and a bunch of other stuff in life. But we're going to be focusing heavily on the plan method, because are we the active threat here? Are we the relevant threat? We need to assess ourselves. Are we entering a hazardous situation while we are dehydrated and low skill? So it's not just other car drivers, it's us too. Thankfully, she's got a chest protector. What is he? He's got a lot of stuff on there. What are we doing? Oh, my Lanta. There it is. Dump the bike. Hit her panniers. The panniers. Kind of the same thing here. Sometimes it's road surface hazards. All right. We have... Hey. He was able to handle it. We're going to have to mute that. I don't know if it's copyrighted. It's a fun song, but... Yeah, look at that. Next 5 kilometers. We got some squiggle lines on it. We got some snakes in the road for the next 5 kilometers. You know, watch out if you're riding a motorcycle. No, it's just probably going to be a little swervy. So same thing here. Maybe a little too fast. Maybe not paying attention, right? Maybe this is a speed this rider can handle, but wasn't paying attention. So it's very important that we're paying attention. It's very important that we're planning our ride. Plan. It's very important. We're going to talk more about plan. I have to keep it muted real quick. Thankfully, it wasn't too big of an incident. He's just in the soft grass, taking a nap. Sleepy time. All right, what do we got? Nope, still music. We're gonna have to, come on. You guys want to look at my face? There we go. Oh, whoa. We're gonna have to go back. Oh, nice little impact. So part of the deal is that sometimes it's not us. Sometimes something just comes out and knocks us down. So part of being a smart rider is actually acquiring and using personal protective equipment just in case something happens to us or we fail. So what happened here? What the heck? Is this a pedestrian crossing? Yeah. How did we not see the pedestrian? Once again, when it comes to the plan method, locating hazardous situations, there's two default hazardous situations when we out riding. Intersections, corners. We already saw the corners. This is an intersection. Now, we typically watch... Oh, did he go flying? Is that his foot? No, it's his elbow. We usually watch out for cars because they're the ones that get us a lot. You also have to watch out for pedestrians and crosswalks. Got nice pastel colors. He's ready for summertime. Why is he staring at me like that? All right, here we go. Intersection, 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 intersection. Good job. Got out of it. Now, the car driver, yeah, they shouldn't have done that. But remember, there's 3 things we can do when it comes to planning our ride, specifically navigating active threats. There's only 3 things we can do. It's emergency swerve, emergency brake, and emergency accelerate. Now, what are 3 things we can do on a motorcycle? We can go, we can stop, and we can turn. So the 3 things that we can do in an emergency are just the emergency versions of that. And that's why you practice in a parking lot. We practice that with smart rider drills, but specifically we practice that with the riding smart. You can actually practice that without being in a parking lot. You can practice that on the road, pretend you're swerving around a manhole cover. You can come to a stop progressively and quickly when you're coming up to a stop sign when you want to practice that. You can practice emergency acceleration on the on-ramp going to the highway. You need to get up to highway speed, so might as well practice my emergency acceleration. Go. Get to highway speeds. Don't go faster than highway speeds, just highway speeds. Or from a stop sign when there's no other traffic, 0 the speed limit as quick as possible. It's emergency acceleration. That's how you can practice without being in a parking lot, okay? So right here, you did an emergency swerve. Very good.
That moment pushed the rider to confront the
Handled
driver,
it.
but safe to say,
Navigated the active threat.
He was looking for.
And he's practicing his U-turns. I wouldn't recommend that, but you can practice your U-turns, like I said, with this 24 motorcycle training drills. Only 10 cones. All you need is 10 cones. I sell cones. Or 5 tennis balls cut in half. Wacky, wavy arm guy.
What happened, man?
Nice Stanley Cup. How you doing, Fiona? You just saw wacky wavy arm Dan.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Nah, you back up. What you gonna do?
See, that's why it's not. Might as well just not do that. Stay hydrated. Okay. Thank you, Fiona. It's not worth it. See, just be happy that you did a great swerve.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, it's gonna piss you off, but then kind of remove the being pissed off with being gratitude and being proud of yourself for doing a good swerve. Because now we're dealing with this.
Let's go. I thought so. Yeah. Touch me if you want to.
At this point, I kind of would.
If you want to.
It's kind of at that point in my life. I don't know what it is. I'm battling it, but it's like, please give me an opportunity. I think a lot of guys are in this position, but it's like, just thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to get out so much that I've been holding in. Thank you. Hands up. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming at me.
What? I'm not gonna do nothing. You touch me, you. Yeah. I'm not gonna. You want me?
Yeah, it's better just not even be there, but kids are acting like idiots on scooters. We're gonna move on. They ran a red light, idiots. They're gonna get killed. It's not your job to be the parent. It's Darwinism. Here we go, moving on. Oh no, somebody crashed in a corner. That's a hazardous situation, like I said, corners. But part of the training system is learning how to rescue somebody after a crash. We're gonna do hands-on or hands-off, hands-on type rescue, depending on your skill level. So let's go ahead and check if there's any major bleeds. I'd be concerned about traffic. Nice little hug. Love you, bro. Everything good? Any pain? No? Very good. All right. Bike is the bike. Okay. Whatever. If somebody's on your butt, oh. Yeah, hit your mirror. Go ahead, do it. Do it. Right on the Ford Transit. Love it. Hit it. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, road rage. Okay. You guys do whatever you want to do with that road rage, but here's the thing. When somebody's like tailing you and stuff like that, just pull off to the side, let the idiot be in front. Hopefully they don't hit you when they're trying to pass. That guy seems to kind of be doing the thing, but why did we get in that position in the first place? That might be something to think about. But you do what you want to do if you ever get into that situation. I know I just said, hey, thank you so much for the opportunity. It's just better to prevent being in that spot in the first place.
Even with experiencing the rain, the rider
See you later, Shmee.
estimated the conditions.
Happy
and
riding.
direction
Yeah,
on
just
the way
chill.
home.
Nice and easy riding.
Proper gear
Just be
prevented
careful when it
serious
comes to
injuries
any
and
road
reduced
surface
impact
hazards.
from
You do want to
downward
have both
bikers
hands on the
make all the
handlebars, especially when it's raining. Oh. Hit a crack or something. What'd we hit? We hit something, so road surface hazards is something we got to watch out for, especially with a little bit of rain and a little slippage. Hopefully she's doing fine. She's got gear. Those are motorcycle jeans. You can see the armor in the knees. Hey, we're doing wheelies. That's fun. Until we crash. Yeah. So wear gear. There's not much gear you could do for your coccyx right there. On your butt. Not much you could do. Lower back issues. So you take the risks you want to take. Just realize the consequences of failing can be pretty bad. And for me, I don't want those consequences.
Down 13th Avenue, you grab the pizza, go back to the shop.
Yeah, you want a pizza? Go ahead and grab a slice of pizza. Go ahead and grab a slice of pizza.
Was it 24-hour diet?
Hey, it's the side of the vehicle in the middle of the road. Let's go ahead and chill. Ooh, practice your progressive braking, everybody. Go ahead and practice the nice little gentle squeeze until you get traction, and then apply more and more and more. Dumb drivers. All right. Oh, slamming the brakes. Good job moving to a new position. Back to the new position. Now we're all over the place. Get to a position. There you go, right there. Nope. Pick one. Pick one. Be off to the sides so you can see ahead. Don't be doing this back and forth. Let the idiot be in front. Just roll up the throttle, increase your space. I get it, we're only going like 25, go to 20, just... What is this person's issue? She's like, stop it. Stop it, Jeff. You're doing this again. It's embarrassing. You're on probation. Don't do that. Don't do that. We're gonna, nice easy road, looks fun. I love this area. We're just gonna hopefully chill. We're going 100 kilometers an hour. That's about 60 something miles an hour. We have a sharp right turn coming up ahead. So hopefully we're not gonna do anything stupid and, you know, go in the other lane and possibly crash into the front of somebody. Nope, we just go ahead and crash into the side of the mountain. So once again, too much speed for the person. That's it. So I don't want you guys finding that out on your own. I want you guys to find that out by watching these videos. So the best way to manage that on your own when you're out there actually doing it is that, hey, I know I can take this turn at 55. I got there because I know I can take another turn at 45 and then 30, first 35, then 25, all that stuff. But I know I can take this turn at 55. I'm going to go 50. I know I can take this turn at 50. It looks a little bit sharper than I think. I'm going to take it at 40. You're giving yourself a gap. And then you're in the middle of the turn. You're like, oh, I didn't need to take it at 40. I could have taken it at 50. I could have. Okay, cool. For the next one, I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, I could take this at 50. I'm going to do 40. You can always add speed. It's a lot harder to take away speed in the middle of a turn. And at the end of the day, if you took the turn at 40, even though you know you could have taken it at 50, you still made the turn. It's not a big deal. You're just enjoying your bike. Don't get in the mindset of I have to take this at the max speed that I know I can take it. Don't get in that mindset. That's where you start opening yourself up to close calls or crashes like this. If you can take it at 50, do 40, 45, call it. That's it. That's how I do it. That's how I get into the situations I'm in, which is none. Okay? When I ride, I ride sub-maximally to my skill. I don't need to get to where I need to get 20 seconds faster. I'll just leave 2 minutes before even earlier. Or don't even have a time limit. Just the main thing is don't go as fast as you possibly think you can go, especially if you're new, if you don't have the training, you don't know your bike, you don't know any of these things. Even if you do know these things, just ride sub-maximally on these turns because it's a hazardous situation. Ride sub-maximally in intersections because it's a hazardous situation. Everywhere else, sure, go ahead, do your thing. But if you're concerned and your confidence isn't super high yet, or your skill level isn't super high yet, or even just moderately high, just sub-maximal. And what I realized through my life is that if you just do things sub-maximally, you're not going to be stressed. You have more time to see things. You have more time to avoid things. You have more time to see the road surface hazard. You have more time, better ability to handle things if you just ride sub-maximally. And that's the thing, if you can ride sub-maximally, is that it still climbs. If the speed is up here, you're still climbing with your speed. I'm not saying keep your speed super duper low. I'm just saying keep yourself a nice gap no matter what you're doing. If your skill level is super high, you can still keep the gaps until you get to the point. Let's say you're bench pressing 400 pounds and it's like, well, my working sets are 315. Sub-maximal training, right? And you're not maxing 400 every single time because then you open yourself up for injuries. Same thing with this. You don't need to max out your skill on a motorcycle. Think of it every single ride as a training situation. Oh, somebody's wanting to switch over. Same thing. If we're speeding through, we recognize it's a hazardous area intersection. We're going nice and chill. So we're able to handle it. Your head moving. It's like Jim Carrey. Write the name of the movie. Jim Carrey. Write the name of the movie in the comments. Alright. Crossing the line, that's when it becomes an active threat. Roll off the throttle. Keep your hands on the handlebars, you're still kind of close. You notice how he took his hand off the throttle and the gap increased? He's slowing down because his hand's not on the throttle, so it means he's not maintaining speed. And it's also the same thing of rolling off, right? Engine deceleration. Gap increased. So if you're ever stuck in a position where you're this close and you don't like the space cushion, right? You don't like the space cushion. All you have to do is roll off the throttle. And they're going to keep going their speed, and you're slowing down, and it increases. But hand off, it increases the space cushion. Now at this point, space cushion's good. Roll back on the throttle. Me, Myself, and Irene. There it is. It's a good movie. I love it. Don't do this. All they have to do is boop, knock you down. Trust me, there's some people that are idiots. They'll do that. They'll do that. Don't do it. Lane filtering is legal in Arizona. Yes, you don't have to tell everybody, but it is. Where are we at? Green light. Go. Dude, did you just get passed up by a Prius? Are we getting mad about that? The entitlement of people still surprises me. Me realizing he literally put my life in danger. Did you lane filter up front? Did you lane filter up front? Did we talk about position for safety? Did you put yourself in a position for safety up front? Yeah, you're lane filtering, cool. But you made the choice to get there. Now, did he put your... Dude went straight. He didn't cut you off. Let's go back even further. You're literally in the left lane. You're where's the line? Let's get to the line. Is there even a line? You can see it. He's on the left. Dude, if why am I mad? Because you're an idiot. Sorry. Harley rider, you're an idiot. Now let me scale that, because that's part of what we talk about here. First, the anger. Now let's go ahead and work on the solution, the reality of things. So, yeah, you're an idiot. But here's the thing. Here's what you could have done better. Here's where your skills put yourself in that spot. Yeah, lane filtering is legal. You did what you did. That's perfectly fine. I don't care about that. The thing is, when it's green, you go. If you're lane filtering, you need to go. You're on a motorcycle, a highly agile acceleration, power versus weight, so you should be able to accelerate pretty quickly. You're not doing well on that. The whole navigating of hazardous situations or active threats, navigate active threats. The thing here is that, once again, you can do three things: emergency accelerate, emergency brake, emergency swerve. This is your moment to where you need to emergency accelerate out. You need to accelerate out. You need to beat the Prius or whatever the Schmeat smart car that is next to you with bicycles on the back that is not even designed for any type of power. It's probably got 20 miles or 20 horsepower. It's basically a cheap motorcycle inside a giant car comparatively. You need to be able to accelerate faster than that car. And secondly, you're not even in his lane. And here's the thing. If you're lane splitting and you're going forward, you need to get to a lane on the other side of the intersection. You need to get there quicker. You need to beat those people that you just lane filtered in between, and maybe even get a little bit ahead, and you need to get to a lane that's safe to do so. It's not anybody's responsibility that you lane filtered next to just allow you in. That's not part of the Arizona statute. It doesn't say the cars must allow you to get to the front into a lane before them. It is your job to get to the front. It is your job to get to a lane that is safe to do so. You're in the left lane, that guy's in the right lane. You need to accelerate fast enough to get to the lane so that you're not going to get hit or anything. And this guy did not do anything. So this entitled behavior, I'm starting to get pissed off, guys. I don't like this. This is stupid. I don't like riders or drivers or people that do this kind of stuff. You need to get yourself out of there with your skill set and stop blaming other people. This right here is annoying. This right here, I don't think people should. I don't like the word should, but and this is Arizona. This is where I live in Arizona. Rant off. Move on. Good luck with the MSF, D Tom. All right, here we go. Okay, what do we got here? It's downshift T intersection coming up. Anybody want to pull out? No, we're gonna go. Oh, phone decided to fall off. Woo! Holding on by a cable. Slow it down. Relax. Pull off from the shoulder. So if you had a rock form mount and he had it attached with the vibration dampener, link in the description for a discount, locks right in. Wouldn't have done that. Just saying, get yourself a rock form mount. I use it for GPS, so I have like a little mini map on my bike. All right, nighttime riding. Hard to see. We're gonna go ahead and stand up though. What's gonna happen? Oh, we're gonna do wheelies. Oh, we don't like it. See, that's why I like the phone. It's the mini map. I have it vertical, but probably has a rock form, so it didn't fly off. Oh, you lost the... See, the mini map. Oh, merger. Swerve. Mercy swerve. Good job. Got himself out of it. That's what I'm saying, guys. You need to practice those swerves, even at high speeds like this. How do you practice your swerves at high speed? Right here. Right here. What I would be doing if there was no traffic, if there's like not this. I'm going to find an area, and it's going to be hard in California. I get it, but I'm going to find an area. So what I'm going to do is practice a swerve. I'm going to be on the far left of this lane. Swerve. And just leave it. Go for like a mile. Swerve. Oh, not that far. Not that far. I'm going to go swerve. Swerve. That's how you practice the swerves at high speed. Because what you're really practicing here is a complete lane. Like it's a full lane worth of a swerve. And if you ever needed to, and let's say you're right here, if you are practicing a full lane swerve really quickly because you've been practicing it, it'd be easy to do a full lane swerve like that. Right? It's just one lane. It's a lane change. If you can do that, you can feel pretty confident in your swerving skills at 80 miles per hour. Don't do it around cops. They might call it reckless riding and whatnot, but... Move lanes around my ass. Fucking hell, man. Practically touching my back wheel. All right. And the saxophones keep getting louder. All right, emergency swerve. Get yourself out of that situation. Good job. Handled it. How you doing with the pink help? She's got that. Anybody? So her hair is all bunched up. Then, for you ladies, don't they make like it like attaches and it like comes down and you can put your like bun of hair in here. They make that. That's pretty cool because usually your hair is flying or you have to do like a braid. You know what I mean? So that's a good idea for women with hair. But here's the thing: is if you want to keep your tattoo nice and protected, because you spent some money on that, right? Maybe $20 for that one, but you spent some money on that. You want to keep it protected. Get some motorcycle gear. As smart riders, we acquire and use personal protective equipment. And flying hair does create split ends. I should know. That's how I lost my hair. They all got split. I'm bald. That's why I had to trim my beard. She's wearing a Cardo Pack Talk Edge, though. Once again, link in the description for 10% off if you guys want to grab one. Good stuff. They just came out with the new dynamic mesh, which allows 31 riders, and you can record audio for all 31. You just update your Cardo app and update your Cardo unit. Pretty cool. Just came out. Some people might argue this was somehow my fault. All right, let's find out. Let's argue, guys. Let's argue if this is Cruising Motoboy's fault. Blind spot. Blind spot. You see the indicator. Go and roll up the throttle. Apply the brakes. It's not your fault. I wouldn't say it's your fault, but here's the thing. Let's go ahead and argue. You wanted to argue. I love arguments. I love conflict. As long as there's resolution and a solution, and a learning lesson. That I love conflict because that's how you get new ideas. We're on an on-ramp. Okay, so when we recognize on-ramps, I treat them like intersections. So it's a merging area on-ramp, right? And so when we're merging, we need to know that we're merging with other vehicles. And we also are coming up to an area that usually on ramps, there's usually like an off ramp right next to it. They're kind of close for a lot of times. And so this is kind of like a temporary lane, if that makes sense, because some people are getting on, some people are getting off. If that's the mindset, then I'm cautious around people maybe wanting to get into my lane because they want to get off, right? So me getting onto the highway, I'm cautious and aware of other drivers next to me. I'm cautious and aware of other drivers that want to get on or they're just not going to let me on. And so I'm concerned. So I'm going to make sure I kind of merge appropriately. So when I get up to here, and it's like I know I want to get off on, or I want to get on. There you go. I want to get on the highway. I'm getting a little boxed in here. I have a car in front of me. It's right under the H&T on Might up there. I don't want to accelerate and then cut in front of the car next to me. I'm just going to go ahead and roll off my throttle and I'm going to merge and then I'm going to accelerate to speed when I have an opportunity with a lane in front of me that's open, right? So that's my stuff. That's my responsibility as a motorcycle rider or a car driver getting on the on-ramp. It's their responsibility to not hit me. It's their responsibility to get off on the off-ramp when it's safe to do so. But here's the thing. I have control of one of these. I can only control what I do. I cannot control what they do. And that's where the word should comes in. That's why I don't like the word should. They should. No. Sure. But it doesn't mean they're going to do it. I know I should do something. I know I have control. I know I'm accountable to it. It's my responsibility. Therefore, I will do it. And now I have to take on other people's responsibilities because they're idiots. Okay, cool. I will do that too. I will keep doing it. I will keep doing it. I will keep doing it because my goal at the end of the day isn't to be right. My goal at the end of the day is to make it home so I can see my dog Stella and my girlfriend. But my goal is to make it home. Okay? Nice shower beer. So who's at fault? Sure, the car. But you kind of need to do your thing. Oh, well, we're not going to watch another one. So thank you guys for staying here. We're going to be chatting a little bit on the live stream. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, check out the links in the description for the motorcycle training system and all the gear that I like to use when I'm out riding. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, ride smart. Okay, we're riding smart here. Grab a slice of pizza and get out of here. Woo-wee. Yeah, we're going to chat just for a little bit. I am exhausted. We're going to teleport. Wow. Oh, my voice is going out. I need to figure that out. I used to be able to do 5 in a row. I like doing 5 in a row, but I think 3 might be the thing I do for a while. Yeah, we got some pizza. You are light and have insane amount of power for your weight. Just get off a bit and then a slight twist of the wrist and you're at speed. Exactly. Like that's the thing is like everyone thinks they're driving like a car, like a really, not a cheap car, but like a 4-cylinder Nissan Versa or whatever. And it's like, I hit the gas pedal and it barely goes. You're on a motorcycle. You give it a little bit, you go. So why don't we use that? Which means that we can just roll off and then roll back on. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. It's actually kind of fun. It's kind of fun being all like moving around, like being super agile. I think a lot of people don't know how to do that or have really, not no, but I don't think a lot of people understand how fun it is. And that it's a capability. I don't want to say a lot of people, but I understand that because I used to be like an athlete. I mean, I was a swimmer in high school, but, power lifter, obstacle course racer. I used to do like, I was almost on the track team. I felt like I wanted to be on the track team because I was really good at sprinting. Calisthenics or something like I really like to do. And so like being able to be agile and movement wise with the body especially as a small person. I'm only 5'6", and so like being able to be agile, like that was like a strength of mine. And so I think a lot of people are just really they maybe don't have that when it comes to their own physical capabilities on their body, and so it's never been like a strength or a tool that they can use. And now they're on a motorcycle, and it almost translates a little bit, just like a car going to a motorcycle. And it's like, guys, you're on a motorcycle, you're agile. You can go like all these things if you have the skill set. And that's the same thing with your body. If you like, you're in shape and you can, you do some sprints, hill sprints, all these things, you get like in good shape, you realize how agile and your movement and your strengths and some of your weaknesses, like you're more aware of that. And so I highly recommend everyone get in shape so you can have that in your physical personal life. And that's another thing is like, if you're able to do that with your mental attitude and you have like a lot of strength and you're agile with your mental attitude and verbal judo and you can see situations for what they are and you're able to take on things and then pivot around them without anger and a bunch of other like fear and annoyance and embarrassment get in the way. You're able to be pretty agile with your mental capabilities. You're able to handle a lot of situations too. So it really comes about being capable and understanding your capabilities. And that's the thing with motorcycles, is that you're able to understand your capabilities pretty well if you practice, if you train. You're able to understand your physical capabilities if you practice and you train. You're able to understand your mental capabilities if you practice and you train. It really comes down to how much you train, which is all in your control. I don't know. Tunnel brat. Yeah, it's a must. Who's having an interview? Good luck on your interview. Whoever's having your interview. Where is it? Fingers crossed. My interview. Oh, there we go. The county called. Real Slender Man, good luck on your interview. Good luck. Once again, if you have the mental capabilities and you've practiced your interview skills and you understand what's going on and you've talked in front of a mirror, you understand your strengths and weaknesses, some of the questions. So when somebody throws something out at you at the interview, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Study the, you said the county called, like this is what I do for interview stuff, is like I study who I'm applying to. Like the history of the, let's just call it a fire department. I study the history of the fire department. I study how many stations there are. I study the personnel. I study the core values. I study the mission statement, vision statement that they have. I understand like the response times, if it's accredited. I study all that stuff before going in the interview, so I'm well prepared for that department. And so like the county, it's like studying the county, studying like, all those things, understanding your strengths and weaknesses, reading your resume, understanding your skills. Like you're over prepared so that no matter what they throw at you, you're agile and you're confident in your words. That's a big one. Yeah. That's what I do for interviews, and I do that for a lot of stuff, to be honest. That's what I'm doing for the book. I've been studying mind, brain, and education sciences. I've been studying the basic writer course book just to see how they format it. I made a mock-up of a few things so I can actually have visuals. I've been studying a little bit more of the motorcycle roadcraft. I've been studying the cards for the MSF cards, like how are they designed things, like is it easy? This is easy for a writer coach to understand, not a student. Obviously not going to take anything from anyone else. I've been studying the JPRs and everything from the IFSTA fire. This is what firefighters have to understand. I've been studying how everything's situated like how it's all structured, and it's like what works well for certain students, what works well. Like I've been studying all that stuff so that when it comes time to making my book, it's like it's got to be easy for someone to understand while at the same time never lowering the standards. Like the standard is like the outcome needs to happen. It just needs to be easy to get to that outcome. Easy in terms of not everything's easy, but like it has to be so digestible and understandable, clear to where it's like, I know exactly what to do. And if I do it, I know exactly what I'm going to get. And a lot of the stuff that I've been reading elsewhere, yeah, seriously, dude, this is what you study in the fire academy. You learn everything. Everything. Like this is what this is what firefighters have to know. And this is just one book. This is just one. We also do wildland. We also do hazardous materials. We also do technical rescue tech, which is like low angle, high angle rescue, like on the side of a mountain, on the side of a building, all that stuff. And then the EMT book is just this big too. You get it done typically between 10 and 14 weeks at a fire academy at a department, or it's 2 semesters in college. You go over like 2 chapters a week in the college. You go over like 4 or 5 in a week in the fire academy. The essentials of everything. And that's the thing is like, not only do you have to learn that, but then you have a year-long on-the-job training, JPRs, job performance requirements. And you have to pass those, and you have to be not efficient. You have to be effective. I don't know. I'm losing brain cells at this point. But you have to understand it. And then even then, after that year, you're still not the best. It takes about 4 or 5 years of on the job to be a good firefighter if you're paying attention, if you're focused on learning. I did it in 3. Because I'm just that amazing. Proficient. There you go. Proficient. But that's the thing is like the book that I'm making right now, it's going to combine everything, and there's going to be, let's pretend there's a 4th. So I'm combining 4 books into 1 book. It's not going to be that thick, but it's probably going to be like that, maybe a little bit more thick than this, probably that thick. And it's going to have, let's see, it's going to have 4 basic major parts. Part 1, fundamental riding operations. Part 2 is street strategies. Part 3 is the smart rider training drills. And then there's going to be a big section for rescue and a few other things. So it's going to have a ton of stuff, but it's got to be digestible. Make you a proficient, there you go, thank you. Make you a proficient rider, and getting you through certain milestones and achievements quick. I'm working really hard on it. It's pretty much like if I keep working on it, I'm gonna keep making changes. I love the way it is. And so right now, like I said, it's about going out and filming every single lesson. Because I want you guys to have a visual. That's part of the whole idea is like these books. Go ahead and get this. Like this is the MSF. Like this book is this book and more. But there's it's just visuals and words. Where's the demonstration? There's no demonstration. Like what? I don't know how to do it. I need to see someone. So I'm out filming every single lesson, showing you what the standard looks like and what you should look like before moving on to the next lesson. It's going to come with a companion app, just like the current system. That's why I designed the companion app for this system, because I want to be able to adjust it for the next one. I wanted to learn that system, like how to make one. And so it's going to have videos. It's going to have easy to understand diagrams and pictures, and it's going to have the outcome. It's going to have the concept of why we're doing it. It's going to have smart writer tips on how to accomplish it. And then at the very end of each lesson, there's going to be a challenge for you to do. And so like a specific challenge, let's say chapter 2 for gear, the challenge is a full face helmet on your head that does not rotate, lift under a chin bar pull test. And you know its manufacture date. So I'm challenging you to understand its manufacture date, because here's the thing, helmets only last for 5 years. So if you know the manufacture date, you know when it's time to replace. And if you know that it's not rotating or shifting like crazy, it means you understand that it's the right size helmet. So you can actually accomplish that challenge by going to Cycle Gear and trying on a helmet and being like, okay, cool, it doesn't rotate, it doesn't shift like crazy, it doesn't have pressure points on certain spots, and I know the manufacture date. Boom, you got the challenge done. I want you to buy one, but now you know what a right-sized helmet feels like, and you know the manufacture date. DOT 10/24, 10th week of 2025. So your helmet should last till 2010. Now, people say 45,000 miles or 5 years. And that's because of the sweat and the grime. 2024. The sweat and the grime, so 2029. So the sweat and the grime can actually degrade the polystyrene foam inside, because like it's oil. It'll start to degrade it. And that's usually after 45,000 miles, because that's how much you've had that sweaty in there. And then 5 years is because that's when it starts to like get brittle itself. It's pretty much held by glue. Yeah, you're right. That's why after an impact, you also want to replace it, because then the foam is now cracked. It's not going to be able to disperse the energy as well as it should. So that's why you replace it after a crash, after 5 years. 45,000 miles and 5 years, and after a crash. So if the crash happens in 2 weeks, you need to replace it. And so like that's the idea. So like there's a challenge. So once again, there's the objective. You'll understand helmet ratings, shapes, fitment, and when a helmet must be replaced, the concept, smart writer tips on how to like get a helmet and what to look for, and then the challenge. And that's just for helmets. I mean, like I have the same thing on how to do a U-turn, how to do a figure eight, how to shift, how to accelerate, how to swerve, how to brake, the safety pre-ride checklist, the plan method, all those things. They all have the kind of the same thing. So I want to make it to where it's easy for someone to understand it, and there's a visual of me talking about it. There's a visual of me doing the thing, so you know what it looks like. So you know what it looks like to do, instead of me just describing it. I believe in show, don't tell, as the first concept, but what I really like is show and tell. I love show and tell. Anybody remember show and tell from school, like elementary school? I loved show and tell. Yours has 4 years left. Yeah, so mine just hit 5 years, and I actually have a new one. Even though that helmet's still, I think it's still good, I just got a new one. Same one, everything. It's just sitting right there. I need to just switch over the Cardo and the chin mount, and then we're good to go on the new helmet. And put the pin lock and the visor, the shield. But show and tell, I love show and tell. Show and tell was awesome as a kid. Like all you knew was your classmates, right? Classmates, like maybe you only know like one or two people in there, like kids, like your friends, but everyone else you didn't really know. And then we had show and tell, and all of a sudden, like that one kid brought in, I'll speak for me, brought in his Taekwondo gi. He was a yellow belt. Like we're in 4th grade, right? He comes in, shows it. He shows like his white belt and his yellow belt, kata or whatever it is, where you do all the like the moves and stuff that you memorized. And you're like, I didn't know that kid was in Taekwondo. I didn't know that kid could do that. That's pretty cool. And you make friends, right? Or it's like this kid knows how to dribble or play hacky sack really well. We're talking about kids here. It's show and tell. It's like, cool, I play hacky sack. I didn't know he played hacky sack. Let's bring the hacky sack and play it in the playground. So like show and tell is like really cool, and it was really good. And you can actually teach people that way. Because like maybe there's another kid, it's like, you know what? I never even thought about playing hacky sack. I would like to learn. Hey, Jeffrey, Can you teach me how to play hacky sack? That's why I like show and tell. That's why I include show and tell in my books. Hacky sack, I know. I like playing wall ball. Wall ball. Hacky sack. What else did we play? Schmear the Queer. We played that. Obviously, like football, soccer, basketball, all that fun stuff. But wall ball was fun. Well, Shmi, I appreciate it. Hopefully you didn't drive too quickly. We're about to end the stream. I got... What do we get? I got another order. I gotta walk to the post office. Handball's fun. I played handball. Wall ball was fun. It was you basically throw the ball against the wall, and like somebody has to run to the wall, touch the wall. Like there was like I forgot the rules, but part of it was like if the ball came back quick enough and you had to throw the ball again to beat the person touching the wall, a lot of kids would aim at the kid. Ask me how I know that. It was fun. Freeze tag was fun. Playing tag, but you can only be on the playground part, like with the jungle gym. Like you can't exit off the rocks or the whatever. You had sand, like their little border. That's it. And so like you can climb through, run through, swing away, all that stuff. That was fun. Red Rover. Remember that? Red Rover was fun. Dodgeball was fun. That one got a lot of kids in trouble. Tetherball was fun. All right, see you later, Horvath. Tetherball was a thing. I was never good at it because I wasn't tall. I was never good at it. Yeah, we're about to end it right here, guys. Hope you guys had a good time. We did 3 videos. I appreciate you. The internet worked really well, so we're having a good time. But I'll see you guys next week. I'm going to edit these videos this week so that these come out this weekend. And then I'm going to be possibly filming for the book pretty soon. But I'll see you guys later. It's just going to like freeze and end right here. So 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye.